Hello, everyone. My name is Sarafi, and I'm happy to meet you all. Today, I'll be joined with another one of my colleagues, the Elemental Hero Guru, also known as the Hero Guru or Mr. Sharp. Sharp, I really appreciate you coming out.
What's going on, man? I'm excited to be here. Man, I've been loving the podcast episode so far, so I'm definitely excited to be a part of it.
Well, we're always glad to have all the gurus join in. So, on this episode of Fools Rush In, we'll be talking about the reception of Rush Duels and what Rush Duels could look like moving forwards. Now, unlike Chrome and to a lesser extent Gold, uh, Sharp is new to Rush Duels. Basically, your only exposure to Rush Duels before they came out was like a Reddit post that I put up that explained the rules, right?
Correct. Yes, correct.
So you came in with no expectations. So what has been your experience so far with Rush Duels?
Rush duels have been really fun, man. And for me, it was kind of like it's the same feeling I had when I first came back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I stopped playing after 5Ds ended. So imagine stopping on Synchro or something and then coming back on Master Rule 6 and it's like, whoa, this is a whole different game.
Hmm.
But it rush duels are very simple, which is one thing that I liked. And I love how it's such a change of pace from the complicated combos and all the different things you have to know for, regular Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's been really great. I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, one of the things that we don't talk about enough with Rush Duels is there are all these different decks, and you can kind of just switch between them because you don't have to
Hmm.
know a line to play the deck. And since you don't have to know a line to play the deck, you could just be like, well, I want to use these cards. And then you just normal
Right.
summon them and you just tribute summon them. It's so easy.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
Hmm.
Man, the literally the most challenging thing with Rush Duel so far has been having to remember if I go turn one, I'm better off setting first and setting all my monsters, setting all my spells and traps. That's been the hardest thing. Everything else is like simple, and I love it.
Hmm. All right. Well, let's talk about a few things about Rush Duels, and then we'll move into some more content. So, first of all, Sharp, how does it feel? Coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh, playing in tournaments, that sort of thing. How does it feel to finally be back in a format where you draw on the first turn?
Oh man, it's lovely. It's lovely, and it's funny because I didn't realize Yu-Gi-Oh started off you drawing the first turn, but then I didn't realize that it changed over the years.
Hmm.
So coming back in the rush doors, I'm like, okay, cool. I get to draw on the first turn. This is nice. This is a nice change of pace, and I really love drawing 5 cards every turn.
I
Oh
bet you
my
do.
god.
Yeah, it feels great, right? You don't have to hold anything back. You don't need to worry about like there's definitely some advantage like consuming. You want to make sure that you're outvaluing your opponent, but primarily you're doing that through trades, not through holding cards back. Um,
Hmm.
and it also means that there's some benefits to playing spell cards face down. Right now, it's kind of obvious because we don't really have that many traps, but later on, when you have more traps, you'll still probably want to set your spell cards so that you can kind of draw more cards, and that will act as a bluff for your opponent, while also allowing your opponent to kind of counter your strategies by destroying your spell cards before you can use them. So
Right, right.
so we're only getting to the tip of Rush right now. When we get more cards, you're going to see all the ways that the 5 card draw really influences people's decisions back and forth. Um, and it's just going to get better from here.
That's nice. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right.
I can't.
Go ahead.
I was saying I can't wait. I can't wait. I love learning more about rush duels, and I want to study more about the max summons. But I know all that'll come in time, so it's all good.
Well, we could talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So if you want to talk about maximum monsters, we'll get there. To start with,
Okay,
though,
cool.
uh, you know, let's talk about the thing that you mentioned from the very beginning when you reached out to me about coming on the podcast. You said that there was something missing from Rush Duels that was crucial.
Oh man, yes, yes. The one and only, the greatest archetype ever made. Heroes. Oh my god. I
Yes,
just really wish we had some heroes in Rush Duel.
if we
The
if we
only thing.
if we search hero in the entire Rush collection, there are a few cards, and none of them have the HERO capitalized. So yes, there are no hero cards in Rush Duels,
Oh
but
god.
there are two important hero cards that are coming for Yuga Odo. So let's talk about those.
Okay.
So we have this is essentially Yuga's secondary ace after Seven's Red Magician, right across Hero of the Dawn, which is a level 7 warrior monster with 2100 attack and 1500 defense. It's a light monster. And to activate its effect, you have to shuffle two spellcaster monsters from your graveyard into your deck. Then you could special summon up to two level 5 or lower spellcaster monsters from your hand to your field.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so obviously, like we see that, and instantly we're thinking like, how can we use this, right? But the thing is, since we can normal summon an infinite number of times, special summoning a level 4 or lower spellcaster doesn't really help us, except it would let us activate an effect without putting the monster in attack position. So maybe you want to put
Right.
like a
Okay.
monster with a cool effect in defense mode, but primarily the only way you're going to get benefit with Ride is if you are summoning exactly level 5 monsters.
Right. Exactly. Okay. That way you wouldn't have to tribute.
That's right. And some of the level 5 spellcasters that we have include Hilt. Hilt, the Bearer of Noble Arms, which is a level 5 spellcaster with 1300 attack points, and its effect reads: one attack position warrior type monster on your field gains 600 attack until the end of this turn. And there you go. It's a spellcaster that buffs warriors, and it gets summoned by a warrior.
Interesting. Okay, we have a little bit of noble arms love in Rush Duel too. That's nice.
we
That's
do, we do
nice.
have some noble arms. There's another noble arms card actually, and the other noble arms card is also a level 5 spellcaster. Seath, the Scabbard of Noble Arms, which is a level 5 spellcaster, 1700 attack points. To use its effect, you have to place 4 warrior and/or spellcaster monsters from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, and then you can just special summon a level 7 warrior from your hand to the field.
Hmm.
So
Okay, that's interesting.
So let's think about it. So you have Ride Across, right? You use Ride Across's effect. You only summon Seath. You don't summon another monster. And then Seath's effect can summon another level 7 from your hand if you have another level 7 warrior, like another Ride Across. But the problem is, to use both effects in the same turn, you have to take 6 spellcasters from your graveyard and put them on back in your deck. So this has to be pretty
Right.
late into the game. But
Correct. Correct.
but that's what it is, man. And then let's talk about the other version of Ride Across, right? So, um, so we got Ride Across Hero of the Dawn. Then we have Ride Across Hero of the Dusk. Same stats, but it's dark. And its effect
Hmm.
reads: shuffle 2 warrior and/or spellcaster type monsters from your graveyard into your deck. Special summon 1 level 6 warrior or spellcaster from your hand to the field.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this could be pure warrior support because you can shuffle warriors from your graveyard and you can summon a warrior from your hand. But it's only level 6. It's not level 6 or below like the other one. You have to be running
Right.
level
Exactly.
6 warriors or level 6 spellcasters.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yep.
So
And
who would be a good level six warrior or spellcaster?
let's talk about Umegumi the Ruler Squad. So Umegumi the Ruler Squad is a level 6 warrior with 1700 attack and 0 defense, and its effect reads: one face-up monster. If a face-up defense position monster is on the field, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and then one face-up monster on your opponent's field loses 500 attack and defense until the end of the turn.
Hmm. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
And remember, there is a skill that Gavin gets, where if you summon a level 6 or higher Earth or Warrior monster, you can force one of your opponent's monsters into defense position.
Oh. Oh wow. Okay. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about the skills in a second. I know you've barely dipped your toes in Rush. You're only silver, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah,
Silver four, three or four. One of them.
that's cool. We'll be talking about like some of the cool stuff. I know that you probably haven't watched all of the uh podcasts all the way through, so this will be like kind of a repeat for some of the people who've been watching the podcast. But this is us. This is me talking to someone who doesn't know Rush Duels all that well, so I can answer all the questions through him. There you go. Okay. So now that we talked about like and then as far as spellcasters, obviously it's Seventh Road Witch.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So Seven's Road Witch is a
which has
level
been
6.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, so
So
I like Witch with my Seven Roads Magician.
so imagine if you had you tribute 2, you summon right across Hero of the Dusk, activate its effect, special summon Witch, discard a card, special summon Magician. Now you've summoned a level 7, a level 6, and a level 7 for 2 tributes and 1 card from your hand.
Hmm. Okay, okay.
Now it's important to note, right, that both right acrosses they require you to return 2 cards from your graveyard to your deck. Those could be the 2 cards that you use to tribute summon them.
Right, exactly. Okay, so you feel part of the requirements. Gotcha.
Exactly. And now that we've talked about the 2 heroes, let's get to the part of the game that I know you're most excited for, because there's a right across fusion monster.
Yeah, I looked at that, man. That artwork looks pretty fire. I like that.
Right across Ash, hero of chaos. So this is a level 9 with 2800 attack and 2100 defense. And this is a magical knight. So here's something that you probably don't know about fusion
Oh,
monsters. In
that's a
in Rush Duels, fusion monsters have different types than what exist in the regular game.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. That is really interesting. I never knew that. Wow.
So right across Ash is a fusion of a warrior monster and a spellcaster monster. So because he's a fusion of a warrior and a spellcaster, he is a magical knight.
Magical Knights. Got it. Okay.
So you fuse right across Hero of the Dawn, has to be the light monster, with Dark Sorcerer, which is a dark monster. And there you get a
Hmm.
chaos monster, which is chaos is a big theme in the original game.
Right, exactly. Chaos is actually one of my favorites. Well, was one of my favorites. And I kind of have blended some like hero decks to make a chaos theme. So I do like chaos. That's pretty dope.
Now, fusion monsters also have what's known as a multi-choice effect. So you see where it says multi-choice effect on the you're looking at my screen, right?
Yep, yep, I'm looking at it.
Cool.
I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah, so a multi-choice effect is like a regular ignition effect, but when you activate it, you have to choose one option or the other. And just like every other
Mm-hmm.
rush monster, the effect is a soft once per turn, so you can't choose both. You can only get one per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and you either get 300 attack times the number of monsters on the field, not on your opponent's side of the field, not on your side of the field, the whole
A
field,
whole field. Oh,
until the end of the turn, or you can look at all face down spells and traps on your opponent's field and then destroy one of them.
that's pretty funny. Wow.
Yeah. And now
I like
remember, when we talk about destroying spells and traps, effects do not start chains. If you activate right across Ash, Hero of Chaos's effect, your opponent cannot activate a trap card in response to get value out of it before you destroy it.
Wow. And there are no traps in the entire Rush Duel that can do a chain like that?
Nope.
That's interesting.
Nope. So
Hmm.
so we have cards like Trap Hole, right? And Trap Hole, here look. So Trap Hole is a legend card, so you can only run one copy of Trap Hole, and if you run Trap Hole, you can't run cards like Mirror Force. When your
Right.
opponent normal summons a monster with 1,000 or more attack, destroy that monster. Now, this does not start a chain because there are no triggered effects. All effects are either continuous or ignition. So
Ah,
if you
okay.
activate Trap Hole, you're not going to start a chain because your opponent did not start any chains by summoning their monster. Now, you will essentially negate its effect because their monster is being destroyed before they can activate it, but you're not chaining to it.
Uh-huh. That's interesting. I can't wait for those to come out. More traps in the game. We
Yes.
definitely need them.
So we have Dragonic Slayer, right? And Dragonic Slayer is right now, like I have said this before, I will say it again right now. Dragonic Slayer is the best card in this box because of the ability to destroy spells and traps as a monster effect. So the reason why it's
Hmm.
good that it's a monster effect is it's a soft once per turn. You can do this over and over and over again as long as you keep Dragonic Slayer on the field. Um, but uh, it's more beneficial than, for example, Breaker the Magical Warrior because, like I just explained, if you activate the effect, your opponent can't just chain the card in response. They're not going to be able to get value out of your cards, destroying their cards, because they don't get to activate them. So effects that destroy spells and traps
Gotcha.
are much better in Rush Duels than they are in Speed Duels, And monster effects that destroy cards are much better in Rush Duels than Speed Duels because monster effects can't be negated and they can't be responded to. So whenever you see an effect that destroys, it is much better in Rush Duels than it is in something like Speed Duels.
Right, right. That makes sense. That makes sense. I actually have Dragonic Slayer, and I was like, wonder what I could use this in. Because I'm just trying to build everything up right now. But
Mhm.
I see it'll definitely be good for future use when we have more traps.
Well, okay,
So
so
that's
there's
good to know.
there's a couple things that you need to know, right? So first of
Hmm.
all, there is another dragon that is not in the box. Um,
Ooh, okay,
so
okay.
there's Piercing Dragon Bunker Strike. This is also a level 7 dragon. So this is another
Ah,
card
this is
that
the
can,
one from the tickets.
yes,
Okay.
you have to get like SR ranked tickets. Yep.
It's in the top card. Of the draw. Nice.
It's
Equal
it's
to-
uh it's like Pot of Duality. Or no, I'm sorry. It's Saryuja. It's Saryuja, but it's the number of monsters your opponent controls. So you can't do it if you go first.
Right, right. Okay. That's pretty cool too.
Mhm.
Oh, I need to get climbing up some ranks, man. I need to get my tickets.
Yep. And so this is an Earth monster, and that's important because there are two skills that Luke has that are related to Earth dragons. So
Hmm.
we're not really going in any sort of order at this point. But that's fine. Okay, so we have Dragonic Resonance, which is I'm sure you've run into this on ladder. Um,
Hmm.
Only if the monsters in your deck are all dragons. If you have a face-up Earth attribute effect monster with 1,500 or more attack or 1,300 or more defense, this turn up to two monsters you control with 2,300 or less attack gain 500 attack and their level increases by 4. So that allows Piercing Dragon Bunker Strike and Dragonic Slayer to get 2,800 attack points and beat over anything your opponent could have.
Right, right. Okay,
But more
okay.
importantly, the level increase means that if you have Dragonic Slayer and you have, say, Dragorite, which is level 4, it goes up to level 8, so it can activate Dragonic Slayer's effect, because Dragonic Slayer needs another level 7 or higher dragon on your field.
Got it, got it. Okay. That's gonna be interesting.
Mhm. So that's Dragonic Resonance.
Organic resonance.
Then we also
Okay.
have Dragonic Strike Draw. Uh, Before your normal draw on turn 4 or onward, if you have no monsters on your field, one of the cards from your normal draw will be a random level 7 Earth attribute dragon monster with 2,300 attack points. Then you cannot activate this skill during your next turn. So it's not once per
Okay.
duel.
So
It's not once per duel, but you have to skip turns.
right, right. So it's once every other turn. And that allows you to grab Dragonic Slayer.
Or Piercing by Dragon Bunker Strike. Yep.
Oh, right, right, okay. Okay, interesting.
So
Here's-
not only do you have a really good spell and trap card destruction on a beat stick that's got some good stats, but you can also draw it on demand for when you need to destroy spells and traps.
Right.
If this is the
And one
only
of the things that I've noticed,
Good.
I was saying one of the things that I noticed is that 2300 attack in Rush Duels is actually really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is very, it's just such a big change of pace, from regular Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm still
Oh, are you enjoying that
trying to fathom it.
Curse of the Dark deck that I built for you?
Oh man, that thing is ridiculous. I actually need to check my Duel Links, the card trader, to see if I can get that third Curse of Dragon. Man,
Yeah,
it's
you
just
got to make them
ridiculous.
prismatic too, bro. Get the prismatic Curse of Dragons and Rush.
Yeah, definitely.
Style on people.
Man, it's so consistent, and every time I just use it, I just boost up the night, go swing, and man, I just keep recycling and keep going. It's ridiculous.
Yep. And for a reminder for everybody else, Curse of the Dark, if the only level 4 or higher monsters in your deck are dragon type normal monsters or multi strike dragon Dragius, then once per turn, one face up dark attribute normal monster on your field that was summoned this turn gains 500 attack until the end of this turn. And if you chose Dragon Knight of Darkness, you can return one card from your hand to your deck to give it 700 extra attack permanently. So, Dragon Eye of Darkness becomes 2,800 during the turn you summoned it, and 2,300 every other turn. Whereas Curse of Dragon is 2,500 attack the turn you summon it. So you literally can run 3 summon skulls, which is nuts.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay. All right. So okay, that was a bit of a tangent from heroes not being in the game. Let's talk about some other Okay. So you mentioned Maximums. Okay, cool. Let's talk about
Hmm.
maximums. So, I'm gonna pull up a YouTube video real quick then. Let's see. All right. Can you hear?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right.
君の眼で今こそ万物に断りを与えんがためマキシマム召喚いでよ天帝龍樹ユグドラゴン3体の専用カードをマキシマムモードとなった1体の巨大なモンスターとして出現させるこれを私はマキシマム召喚と名付けた攻撃力4000だぞこれがマキシマム召喚
So if you have Hulu, Sevens is on Hulu, and I've been watching it. It's great. Um, so that's a maximum summon, and this also is the best English dub line in the show, in my opinion. Instead of what you just saw in the
Hmm.
dub, uh, Luke says 4,000 attack points, and then Gavin says this is bad, and Roman cuts it. She's like, yeah, bad to the maximum. It's just, I just I just love that. I love Roman so much in the dub. Okay, so that is actually my personal favorite OST from the Sevens dub or from Sevens in general. Did you hear that song when he was summoning it? The like
Yes, that
super
was
hype.
pretty dope.
Yeah, that's Nail's theme. So I'm really hoping that Nail's theme gets translated properly into Duel Links, and we get like a version of that. So that would be pretty cool. Um, Unlike, for example, so Yggdrago the Sky Emperor is a really powerful card, and especially when it was introduced in the anime, it was extremely dangerous. And unlike other like you know how like Kaiba has Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, right? Unlike other characters that have like these really broken and powerful monsters, Nail does not have another ace. His ace is Yggdrago, and he spams it all the time. Like you see him in a tournament playing Yggdrago the Sky Emperor against like random noobs and killing them. Um, so
Wow.
and it makes the card seem a lot easier to summon than it is. Um,
Hmm.
but let's talk about that. Okay, so all right, it's gonna be really hard for me to go over this because it has three cards, but we'll talk about it. So Yggdrago the Sky Emperor. There are three cards. There's Yggdrago the Sky Emperor. There's Yggdrago the Sky Emperor L, and there's Yggdrago the Sky Emperor R, and they are three separate cards. And in order for you to perform a
Hmm.
maximum summon, you need to have one copy of each card in your hand at the same time.
Oh, interesting. So
Then
it's kind of like instead of five pieces of Exodia, you need three.
that
You
is
need for
a
playing.
very common comparison. Yes, it is essentially a mini Exodia. Um,
Gotcha.
Now there's a couple of rules, right? Number one,
Hmm.
when you perform a maximum summon, you send all other monsters you control to the graveyard as part of the maximum summon
Gotcha. Okay.
because you need space on the board.
Correct. That
So
makes sense.
you send all your other monsters to the graveyard. Then you special summon all three of the monsters in order. So you have to put the left card on the left side, the right card on the right side, and the middle card in the middle. They are treated as one monster.
Hmm.
That monster is always level 10, and it is treated as being in maximum mode. So if you look closely at the card, you will see that it has an attack point of 2,000 and then a maximum attack of 4,000.
Right. Okay. And
So
that's the attack that is counted as when you have all three.
yes, so
Gotcha.
so as long as you maximum summon, it has 4,000 attack. If you for some reason tribute summon this card, it has 2,000 attack. Um, Now, the cards are stacked together and they form a full card art, which is that's the best part of them in my opinion. So you can see that this head is facing to the left, this head is facing to the right. It looks like a three-headed dragon when it's put together. You can see that this like the neck of this card is like on this artwork.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Wow.
Yeah, but you know what that means, right? Same problem as the link arrows. If this card switches to defense mode, it ruins the full art. So they made another rule where you can't put maximum monsters in defense mode for any reason.
Oh wow. So not even through effects?
No, because they can't.
Like,
They can't be. If you put them all like sideways, they wouldn't stack on top of each other.
oh, that's interesting.
So Konami has
Huh.
once again Konami has once again, simply because they decided to use tapping to represent defense mode, they have once again screwed themselves where they are so like they're using the card art and then they can't allow the card art to change because it ruins everything. So they say no defense. Um, okay. Now, of course, if the monster is not in maximum mode, you can put it in defense mode because it doesn't matter then. But
Right.
okay. So yeah, you might have been thinking, you might have been seeing this monster has 0 defense once. You might have been thinking, this is how you beat it. No, you can't do it. Um, Now, there are 3 effects. There's 1 effect on each card, and they all have a requirement of maximum mode. So you can only use their effects while they're in maximum mode, but it has all 3 effects at the same time. So Yggdrago, the
Oh
Sky Emperor,
wow.
in the center, his continuous effect is this card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's trap cards. So at all times, this monster cannot be destroyed by traps.
Sheesh.
Then the left side is send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard to destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field.
Oh my god.
And you can see this monster only has 900 attack points. Um, so you do not want to summon this card. Like there's an option to like set this card, and if you like feel like you can't live long enough to draw all 3, but really puts you at a disadvantage. And then the right side, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard to change one defense position monster on your opponent's field to face up attack position.
Wow. So basically, it's a 4K beat stick. Can be destroyed through trap effects. Switches your monsters to attack position. That way you take damage,
That's
and
right.
has a destruction effect. That's crazy.
That's right. Now, its destruction effect is only level 8 or lower, so it can't destroy other maximum monsters because they're all level 10.
Right. Okay.
But yes, Yggdrago, the Sky Emperor, there are 3 maximum monsters from the first season, and Yggdrago, the Sky
Hmm.
Emperor, is considered to be the only playable one because of the effect to force monsters into attack position. Because there's 2 big drawbacks of maximum monsters. The first one is that you don't have any space left on your board. So
Right.
if your opponent simply sets 3 and passes over and over again, you just lose usually because you can't get through their defenses. Yggdrago does not have that problem, but the other 2 monsters do. So
Hmm.
Yggdrago is considered to be the only one that can actually win games because it gets through the just set and pass strategy. Um,
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
uh, then we have Yuga's maximum monster, which will probably come right after Nail comes out. Um,
Hmm.
and Yuga's maximum monster is basically an anti-maximum card.
Ooh.
So we
Okay.
have Supreme Machine Magnum Overlord. It has the same center effect of 3,500 attack. Oh, let's watch the summoning for this one too because it's actually really cool.
Okay.
リュウク、ドミ、ガクト、みんなの力をこのマキシマム召喚。出てこい、超魔鬼神マグナムオーバーロード。
Okay,
That was pretty dope.
so his maximum monster is basically like a Megazord. Um,
Hmm.
Now, uh, All three of the first season Maximum monsters have the same middle effect, which is they can't be destroyed by your opponent's trap cards. So that part's kind of lame. Magnum Overlord also only has 3,500 attack as opposed to Yggdrago's 4,000.
Right. Okay. I just noticed that too.
Yep.
So that it could be destroyed by battle from the other maximum summon.
Yeah, that's
Drago.
correct. But both of them can be destroyed by battle. If you can beat over Yggdrago, you can still destroy it in battle. It's just hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The left side says maximum mode. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, send one card from your hand to the graveyard, and then it gains attack equal to the difference between your life points and your opponent's life points until the end of the turn.
Ooh, okay.
So if you're at
Well, that is a good
1,000,
way to beat over it.
yep. If you're at 1,000, your opponent's at 3,000, you gain 2,000 attack points.
Mm-hmm.
Then the right side is send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the level of one face-up monster in our opponent's field times 200 until the end of this turn. So again, this is an anti-maximum card because your opponent's maximum monster has level 10. So you
Level
just
10.
gain 2,000 attack points.
Oh, wow.
Yep. The animation for this is really good too. Not this one, but the other one, where you gain attack points equal to life points. Like Yuga throws his hands out like he's doing like a snow angel, and then appears in the center of like he's like overlaid over the center power grid of the Mechazord, and it just like powers up on his life points. It's pretty funny.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Okay, so I do have a question about these monsters used for the maximum summon.
Mm-hmm.
So I know with legend cards, for example, you can only have one legend of each type, monster, spell, or trap.
I see where you're going with it. Because you're comparing these to Exodia, you're thinking there might be a similar restriction. There is not.
There is not.
So you can run 3 copies of each card. But here's the problem.
Got it.
So let's go ahead and let's get into the big reason why maximum monsters don't see play. So you might think it's a big noob trap. You might think, okay, I draw 5 cards a turn, so I can very easily assemble all these pieces. What actually happens is these cards become bricks. So let's say that you draw 2 copies of this. You draw like the left side and the right side. You just need to get the middle side, right? These 2 cards are sitting in your hand while your opponent is just playing 5 cards. So even if you manage to get the third piece in 2 turns, you are now 4 cards behind your opponent.
Correct. Okay. Got it. That makes sense.
So now that said, this is Duel Links. So if we get a skill that lets us draw a piece, now we're cooking.
Right. That would be really nice.
Yeah, so if we can get a skill, and I think that's Konami's intention. Like, this is the thing. This is the one thing where I will stand by Konami and say this is a benefit to adding this to Duel Links instead of making it its own app. If we get a skill that makes maximum monsters playable, we are getting a better Rush Duel experience than the real game. Because maximums are such trash. And they're so cool. We want to play maximums, they're just bad. But if we get a skill that lets us circumvent how bad they are, so we can actually play them and we have like a maximum meta for the first time ever, then that would be really cool.
Definitely. I like that approach that Konami's been taking with certain archetypes getting more quote unquote love in Duel Links. You know, they're a lot more competitive in certain instances than they were compared to like TCG. So I think that would definitely be a good approach they would take.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to get some max summons.
Let's talk about the last maximum monster and kind of foreshadow the next big character to come after Nail.
Ooh, okay.
I think that I did not get the right name. Hold on. What is its English name? There we go. Worm Excavator, the Heavy Cavalry Draco. So this looks like if you hold on. If you look at the card art, it looks like a giant drill. It's literally like it's literally like a huge machine, but it is not a machine. It is a worm.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So Worm Excavator, the Heavy Cavalry Draco, 3,500 maximum attack. Middle effect is it
Hmm.
can't be destroyed by your opponent's trap effects. And then left side is this card gains attack equal to the number of cards in your hand times 300.
Mm. Okay, so that's an easy 1,500 if you don't play anything.
Well, remember, there's no maximum hand size in Rush Duels.
Oh, that's correct. That's correct. That's another thing I forgot about. Okay, so it could be more. Oh, hmm.
It could, yep. All right, then we have the right side. So if we have an effect where you care about the number of cards in your hand, right, then the other effect is going to be a draw effect. So place one card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck to activate this effect. Destroy one spell or trap on either side of the field and then draw one card. Then, if this effect destroyed a field spell card specifically, you draw one extra card.
Oh, wow, +2
Plus two,
off of popping a field spell.
it's not only plus two, it also, because you are placing a card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, you are also not going to deck yourself out if you only go +1.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So here's the thing about this card, right? Um, this card allows you to you get benefit from having a full hand, and as long as you have a full hand, you are not going to be drawing 5 every turn. And so if you
Right.
and so if you just sit on 7 or 8 cards, you can essentially deck your opponent out with this card. That's the Worm Excavator strategy, is being so powerful your opponent can't find an answer, and then you using this effect to make sure that you never run out of cards so that your opponent just runs out of cards before you do.
Okay. Okay, that's pretty interesting because I've actually won a few games through deck out, but I see that this max summon monster, if it's an archetype, okay, cool. It carries on with the decking out concept. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I like that.
Yep. Um,
Now, if we get a good skill with that, I'll definitely give that a try.
yeah. This character is the final character that you duel in the Dawn of the Battle Royale Switch game, which is how Khrome and
Hmm.
I played Rush Duels before they came out in Duel Links. And she is the only character that I struggle to beat on a consistent basis because this card is so hard to get rid of. Like if it has like 5,000 attack points and it can't be destroyed by traps, and it's level 10, so you can't destroy it with monster effects usually, and you can't put it in defense mode, it's really hard to find an out to.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't know that they had a Rush game, a Rush Duel game, video game previously.
Yep.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's called Dawn of the Battle Royale. It is on the Switch. I got it as soon as they announced. It was funny. As soon as they announced back in August that they were putting sevens into the Duel Links, I looked the game up on the eStore and it was on sale for 70% off. So I bought it for like
Oh,
ten
wow.
bucks, um, and I played the whole thing. And uh, it's really frustrating because for some reason Konami has been releasing a ton of additional content, like there are fusion monsters and other things, but only for the Asian version of the game. Uh, the the uh,
Oh.
the English version of the game, if you downloaded it in North America or something, it has
Hmm.
not gotten any DLC.
Oh my God. What?
I have no like it's just they just hate us. They won't release the cards in English. They won't update the Switch game in English. They just hate us.
Now that's interesting too because when I found out that Rush Duel was coming to Duel Links, I was like, I think it's kind of Konami's way of gauging how North America and the other countries like are receptive to Rush Duels, and they might end up releasing it in English, like the whole card game, and so on and so forth. That's what I think, at least.
We'll have to
I
see.
guess it's kind of like testing the waters.
Hmm. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm cautiously optimistic, but uh, they went 2 years without releasing it, so we don't know. Okay. All right. So let's let's talk about the game because apparently you haven't explored too much of it. So let me pull up the links real quick.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm gonna switch.
Oh, did I tell you I pulled one copy of Multi Strike Dragon so far?
Oh yeah, you did, and
Yeah, yeah.
congrats.
Yeah, this guy's a beast, man.
He is pretty
Being
great.
able to attack twice, pretty
Hmm.
cool.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the next thing that we talk about is gonna be like the new cards that are coming after this, and you'll get to see a lot more level 7 dragons that are gonna be able to attack twice. That's Luke's thing.
Nice. Okay, okay.
So if you like dragons, they're gonna be some dragons. All right, let's see.
Oh, definitely.
All right, hold on.
I've always been interested in Rush Duel.
Okay, you
Um,
should be able to see my my screen. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me
yes, I can see it now.
wait. Let me make it max screen so that it looks better for the OBS. I'm not gonna edit this at all. I
Mhm.
I have to go and edit Kevin's interview. So
The Hydra Guru.
yep. All
Oh,
right.
that's.
So
Mhm.
um so you are familiar with Mimi because I beat the piss out of you yesterday with her.
Yeah, she's quite the character.
Disco Fever, very interesting skill. Um, can only be activated if you have at least 15 light attribute aqua monsters in your deck, and the only level 7 or higher effect monsters in your deck are aqua type. You can activate this skill the turn you've summoned a light attribute aqua type normal monster. Any number of light attribute aqua monsters on your field whose total levels equal 10 or less gain 700 attack until the end of the turn. So this makes Diankito the Boogie Master 3,200. And I will show off my version of the deck, which I went 8-1 with the other night, and um, so it says that you can only use level 7 or higher effect monsters. So I am using Max Raider, which is a level 7 normal monster, as my other
Hmm.
beater. And I also have Summon Skull. I have seen some people
Nice.
use Gravity Press Dragon in this deck because it's a level 6 effect monster that allows you to
Hmm.
kind of get some beatovers. That's probably better, but I'm not really that worried about it. And then, of course,
Got it. Okay.
the big win for us is Triple Threat Thunder. If you have 3 face-up Aqua-type monsters on your field, change the original attack of one face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field to 0 until the end of the turn.
Oh wow. And how do you get that card?
It is Mimi's level 10 level up.
Ah, okay, level up. Okay, I unlocked her. I just need to level
Yeah,
her, Gavin, and Roman up
this
on
card
Cassidy.
this card is a hard one. We only have one copy of it.
Oh, I can see why.
It's really good.
Right.
All right, so that's Mimi. I don't really need to tell you anything about Mimi, so I'll just go ahead and move on because my audience got to hear about Mimi from Khrome and GoldenEye on the last interview. So let's talk about
Hmm.
Roman then. All right, so Roman's skill is Climax Beat, um, which is you can only use this skill if the only monsters in your deck are Psychic type monsters that also have 2,400 or less attack. So just like Luke, she is hard restricted to only Psychic types. Um,
Right.
and can be activated during the turn on turn 2 or onward where you have summoned a level 2 monster. So not level 2 or lower, which is very important because one of Roman's kind of archetypes focuses on a level
Hmm.
1 monster called Candy, and that does not fulfill this condition. So we'll probably have another skill for Candy. Um, Set one Climax Finale or Lullaby from your deck or graveyard in your spell and trap zone. If your life points are 1,000 or lower, you can gain 1,000 life points every single turn.
Okay. Okay.
So you get to set a card from your deck. This is an actual search skill. This is one of the only search skills besides Seven's Road Excel.
Right.
And what are these? What are these spells? Lullabind is Book of Moon.
Yeah. 2 more percent. Oh, okay.
You could
That's
you
nice.
could just
Not,
literally get Book
and
of
how
Moon.
do you get Lullaby?
It's a rare in the box.
Rare. Okay. Oh, so I definitely have copies of that.
You do, and
Nice.
you only need one because you could search it from the deck with the skill, and then you could just keep setting it from the graveyard every turn that you need it. So that's the best part is that it's a really good tech card, and you only need to run one copy of it, so you never brick yourself.
Hmm.
Then
Interesting.
the other card is Climax
Hmm.
Finale, which is a UR drop from beating Roman, or you can also get one copy by getting her to level 20. Pay life
Okay.
points. Pay life points equal to the number of psychic type monsters in your graveyard times 100. Then one face up psychic type monster in your field gains attack equal to the number of psychic type monsters in your graveyard times 100 until the end of the turn. So, uh, does that sound familiar? That formula?
It's Seven's Row Magician.
No, no, it's the number. It's the number of monsters that share a type times 100 in your graveyard. What is that?
Phantom Bind.
That is Phantom Bind. Yes. So, psychic monsters have a skill that literally counters Phantom Bind.
Got
Because
it. Got it.
if you activate Climax Finale and then they activate Phantom Bind, all Phantom Bind does is it turns off Climax Finale.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now now here's
That's
another thing,
crazy.
right? You can activate
Hmm.
Climax Finale, it goes to the graveyard, and then you can activate the skill to set Climax Finale and activate it again.
Ah, now that's nice.
Hmm. All right.
And Climax Finality is it's level up, but you can also get it as a reward from dueling Roman Cassidy, correct?
That's right. So there's one copy that
Okay,
you
got
get
it.
guaranteed, and you can just farm the other two.
Got it, got it, got it. Okay. Now, in the future, do you think we would need more than one, or you think one is still fine?
I mean, I've seen people run two.
Okay.
Uh, the skill prevents you from playing Esperade the Smashing Superstar. So when we get Esperade, we're probably going to drop this skill altogether. And if we do that, then yeah, we'll run three of this card.
Got it. Okay.
Um, Now Roman is also unique because she has her own trap. So we have Phantom Bind, but she gets a trap card as part of her level ups. Severing Psychic Wall. When an opponent's monster declares an attack targeting your face-up Psychic type monster, shuffle one Psychic monster from your graveyard into the deck. Then your Psychic type attack monster gains 500 attack until the end of this turn. So, let's say that you attacked Prima Gitarna with Multi-Strike Dragon Dragons. I activate Severing Psychic Wall, and Prima Gitarna's attack points go up to 2,700 until the end of the turn.
Hmm.
So Dragius gets destroyed, and if you had another Dragius out, you couldn't attack into her.
Right, right. Plus, you got to recycle one of your psychic monsters, which is good.
That is
Okay.
correct. Yep. And
Hmm.
most importantly, it just gives you more traps besides Phantom Mine. So you are less likely to lose to Hammer Shot, or sorry, Hammer Crush or Dragonic Slayer. You have options.
Hmm. Definitely. I felt like Phantom Bind. It's funny because I only have one copy of Phantom Bind now, but also a lot of the decks that I've been facing, they have a bunch of different types. So Phantom Bind really wasn't much of a help. Um,
Well,
but
I'll go ahead and tell you, bro. The reason why you're facing a bunch of decks that have different types is because
it's
everyone.
because of my rank.
What? No, it's not because you're rank. It's because everyone figured out that Phantom Mine was the only trap in the game, and they could just avoid it altogether by running a bunch of different types.
Ah, okay. Got it, got it. So
So when
I
Phantom
just
Mine is literally the only trap that every deck that's not Psychics can run, people just play decks that can't be affected by Phantom Mine, then they don't have to worry about traps. That's why we're in
got it.
this.
That makes sense.
That's why we're in this ridiculously aggressive meta.
Literally, I've seen decks with only monsters, no spells and traps.
That's how I
I'm like,
cogged. I cogged with a deck that had nothing but monsters in it.
oh wow.
Date October 1st. Yeah. Um. Oh, actually, let me check and make sure. You do know that you only have to get to gold 5 to cog, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that is correct. After this, I'm going to play a match in the tournament, and then I will be returning to my saga journey of Rush Duels.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that. Okay. Now we have one card. We have just like Mimi. Roman has her level 10 card is a one of. She only gets one copy through leveling up, and you do not get any others. This
Hmm.
is Romanpic, which is a level 1 psychic monster with 500 attack points. You can only activate its effect if your life points are lower than your opponent's, and then you have to pay 500 additional life points.
Got it.
Then you send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, and if the psychic monster is among the cards that you discarded, you could choose any psychic monster from your graveyard and add it to your hand.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so it's monster reincarnation.
Nice. Okay, okay. And that's a level up reward. We said level 10.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely need to go find up these other characters. I have Luke and I have Yuga maxed out right now.
And then the super rare level up for her is Psy Stage Bouncer, which is a level 6 with 2,000 attack points.
Yeah, that artwork on there is pretty cool. I did like that one. It's like a
It's very
cyberpunk.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that one. That's pretty cool.
Now, you need to have level 2 monsters for Climax Beat to work. So I'm running 3 copies of every level 2 Psychic we have, which is 3 copies of Watt Kiss, 3 copies of Watt Angel, and 3 copies of Keytar Kid. These are all normal rarity cards in the box.
Got it. Okay, okay, okay.
And you want to be able to activate the skill every single turn, so just run 3 of all these if you're playing Psychics.
Right. That's perfect. Okay.
Then as far as her other skills, Roman has one other skill for Psychic monsters, which is Psychic Drive. This skill can only be activated if the only monsters with 1400 or more attack in your deck are Psychic type. So you can run like Thunder the Thunder or Karibot in this deck when you couldn't run in the other deck. Once per turn, you have to pay 300 life points. Then one face-up level 5 or higher monster on your field that was summoned this turn gains 400 attack until the end of this turn. If you chose Prima Gitarna the Shining Superstar, you also get to add 1 level 2 Psychic type normal monster from your graveyard to your hand. So you pay 300 life points. Prima Gitarna gains 400 attack points, so she goes up to 2,600 before her effect. Then you get a monster back, and that's really good for Prima Gitarna specifically because she needs to have 3 monsters out to get the best benefit from her effect.
Correct. Yeah. And that's in the box. That's an ultra rare.
Yes, this is an ultra rare in the box. That's correct. All right.
Yeah.
Then we have Gavin. All right. And
now Gavin is interesting. I've always wondered, like, what would be the best deck for him based on his skills that he has?
Let's talk about it. So, let's see. One of Gavin's skills is called our. No, wait, no. This is not one of Gavin's skills. This is a legacy skill. Hold on. Let's see. All right. So one of Gavin's skills is Blue Falcon Formation, which is this skill can only be used if you have at least 6 level 5 or higher normal monsters with 1400 or more defense in your deck, and contains no level 4 monsters other than fairies, warriors, or winged beasts. The turn you have normal summoned a level 4 or higher normal monster with 1400 or more, 1300 or more attack or 1400 or more defense. One face-up monster on your opponent's field loses 800 attack and defense until the end of the turn. So, for example, if you summon Max Raider, 2400 attack, level 7 normal monster, you could then activate the skill, and let's say you reduce 7-0 Magician by 800. So now 7-0 only has 1300 attack points. You crash into it with Max Raider, they take 1100 damage.
Interesting. Okay.
Now,
let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Out of the 3 skills, so we have Gavin, you did Roman, and me. Out of those 3, just based on Rush Duel format, how it is currently, which one would you say is the best out of the 3?
Disco Fever.
Disco Fever. Okay.
100%. Disco Fever is crazy because it can be used on 3 different monsters. So you can give 3 different monsters 700 attack points every single turn, which is 2100 attack points, which is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculous right now. Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Cool. So this skill, you mostly use this with you can use this with Gaia the Fierce Knight. You can use this with Blue Falcon Tengu, and you just kind of weaken all your opponent's monsters and beat over them. Then you also have Power of Determination, which I haven't unlocked yet. This is a really funny skill. So this skill can only be used if the only monsters with 1400 or more attack in your deck are warriors, fairies, or winged beasts. you choose one face-up level 1 or level 6 normal monster with 0 attack on your field, and then it gains attack equal to its original defense until the end of the turn. Then, if you chose exactly Urashima the Hermit, it gains another 800 attack until the end of the turn. And Urashima the Hermit is a level 6 with 2,000 defense points.
Oh my god.
So just like Curse of the Dark, this gives you a level 6 normal monster with 2,800 attack points. And,
Right.
but the trade-off is you don't have to return a card from your hand to the deck, but you also, when you end the turn, it goes back to 0.
Oh man, no. Oh, that sucks. That would be pretty funny, like a meme deck to use.
Well, so it says level 1 or level 6. So you know all those level 1 monsters we have that have 0 attack and 1,400 defense? So
Oh wow, you can make a whole deck out of those.
you can make a whole deck out of those. Yes, that's correct.
Oh, that's funny.
All right.
I wouldn't try it, but
All
more
right.
power to whoever does.
Then we have the actual skill for Gavin, which is Dark Arts of Clarity. This skill can only be used if the only monsters with 14 or more attack in your deck are warriors. During the turn, you have normal summoned a level 6 or higher Dark or Earth attribute warrior monster. Change one attack position monster in your opponent's field to defense position. So every single
Okay.
turn you get block attack.
Right, literally.
Yep, it's block attack, but it's
Mm.
also it's better than block attack because it's a free card. So it's like you're drawing and activating block attack. So you got like a 6 card in your hand, and that card is good.
Right, exactly.
Now,
Hmm. That's
uh,
interesting.
not only does this give you the
Hmm.
ability to make substantially good trades, it also has synergy with one of Gavin's ace monsters, Kime Ruler the Dark Raider. This is a level 8 Dark Warrior monster with 2,500 attack points. If your opponent has no attack position monsters on the field during the turn you normal summon this card, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This turn, Kime Ruler the Dark Raider can attack directly.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So you would use the skill to put the monsters in defense position
Mm-hmm.
and then attack directly with him.
That's
Okay.
correct. And you can also use Darkness Approaches.
Right. Yes, I have seen a lot of people use that one actually.
Mm-hmm. Yep, people use it because they can't use Lullaby because Lullaby requires psychic monsters. This is one of the reasons why Lullaby or psychics are so good because they can use Darkness Approaches without discarding 2 cards. Um,
Right.
all right, so yeah, you can use Darkness Approaches to kind of like get over 2 monsters. So if they only have 1 monster, like if they summon 2 monsters, tribute them for multi-strike Dragon Dragus, you could summon Kime Ruler, activate the skill, and then attack directly. But if they have 2 monsters, you could summon Kime Ruler, switch one of them to defense position, activate Darkness Approaches, use Kime Ruler's effect again, and then go directly. And, of course, if you
Nice.
have multiple Kime Rulers, you could just attack directly with both of them for 5,000.
Right. That's pretty crazy.
Then we have the other ace monster for Gavin, which is limited to 3. And that is Yami
Yes.
Ruler the Dark
Yummy.
Delair. This monster has 2,500 attack and defense points, and during the turn you normal summon this card, you change its battle position, and then until the end of the opponent's turn, while this card is face up, neither player contributes summon level 7 or higher monsters.
Yes, I did like that one. That one was pretty cool.
Yep. So a lot of people use this on turn 1 to give themselves a safe defense, because even Dragius can't beat over 2,500 defense points.
Hmm.
But then if you need to go on the attack, let's say that you summon this on your turn 2, right? You can use, there's 2 cards that you can use. So there's Bonded Bowing, which is an ultra rare that Gavin gets as a level up, and he only gets 2 as a level up. You can get a third by beating him in duels.
Hmm.
Change one attack position, level 7 or higher monster on your field to defense position, and then you draw a card. So you summon Yami Ruler, you activate Bonded Bowing to switch it to defense mode, draw a card. Then you can use its effect, which switches it back into attack position, and then you get the tribute protection.
Ah, haha, that is clever.
Yep. So if you
Okay.
change it to defense mode first, then you still get to attack with it. Then the other card you can use is Nandez the Fire Awakener, which is a level
Okay.
4 with 1,200 attack points, which changes one face-up defense position where you're on your field to attack position.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
And
Okay.
if you look closely at that artwork, that is a samurai warrior holding a hockey stick.
Man. The artwork in Rush Duels has been very interesting, to say the least.
Hmm.
Man, I can't wait for the jerseys to come out.
The,
That's gonna be
the
nice. That's gonna be
jerseys are
pretty
funny.
funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's Gavin. Um, then we have Yuga,
hmm
and Yuga has quite a few interesting skills. The one that's probably the most fun is Lightning Shift. Um, if the only monsters with 14 or more attack in your deck are spellcasters or wing beasts, during the turn you've summoned a level 7 or higher monster, change one of your opponent's monsters to light until the end of the turn. Then, if you have Lightning Bolt Condor on your field, you can add one level 4 or lower light attribute wing beast from your graveyard to your hand. And why you want to change them to light is you have Darkness Crested Hawk,
Mm.
which can gain 1,000 attack points if your opponent has a light monster. And you have Lightning Bolt Condor, which, if you discard a light monster, all your opponent's light monsters lose attack and defense equal to the level of the monster discarded times 300 until the end of the turn.
Right, and that was another thing I wanted to see. Like, what would be the best deck based off those cards from the structure deck? Because again, I had no experience with Rush Duels, so I just threw together a crap pile of stuff, and I had Lightning Bolt Condor, um, one of those other birds. I forget the name of it, and Crescent Hawk. Yep, that one, Luminous Parrot.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of using that mixed in with Spellcaster so I could get the recovery force,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I like this. This is pretty cool.
Yep. So, what you do, you summon Luminous Parrot, you use its effect to change one of their monsters to light. Then you tribute it
Mm-hmm.
for Lightning Bolt Condor, activate the skill, get Luminous Parrot back, summon it again, turn the third monster to light, because you change one monster to light by summoning it, then you use the skill, you change another monster to light, then you get Luminous Parrot back, you summon it again, and change the third monster to light. Then you discard a second Lightning Bolt Condor, all of your opponent's monsters lose 2,100 attack points.
Eesh. Okay, that is nice.
Mm-hmm.
That is really good.
Yep.
You got three.
And then you also have Trick
Okay.
Pigeon, which allows you to discard a spell or trap to add a wing beast with 15 or more attack from your graveyard to your hand. So you literally get to just bring back your boss monsters over and over again.
Right. Now, the ultra rare next to Lightning Bolt Condor, the Rice is Rice Terrace Secure. Okay, is that what is the purpose of that card?
This card is insane. Discard a level 5 or higher monster from your hand to the graveyard to change one attack position, non-aqua monster on your field to defense position.
Okay.
So this card lets you beat over multi-strike
Oh,
Dragon
wait.
Dragius. It lets you beat over. Go ahead.
Change all non-aqua type monsters. Okay,
No.
okay.
Change all up to the number of aqua monsters on your field. So she's an aqua.
Oh,
So
got it.
usually you will only change one. But
Oh, okay.
the reason why Rice Terror Secure is an ultra rare is because she only has 1,200 attack points, which means all of these skills that say
Skills.
1,400 or more, you
Mhm.
could still use her.
Right. She doesn't affect you negatively.
Yep.
That is cool. I actually just pulled a copy. That is nice to know.
She is a very good card. I have
Hmm.
3, but I built this deck before I had 3, so I have to update this list. I haven't been playing on Yu-Gi-Oh very much.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Lightning Shift. Then we have Excel, which I don't really need to talk to you about because you've been playing Excel nonstop, basically.
Until I got Curse of the Dark.
Yeah. But let's talk about the other really cool skill for Yuga,
Mm-hmm.
which is Explosion Drive. Okay. This skill can only be used if the only monsters in your deck are spellcasters or rocks. This turn, one face-up fire attribute monster on your field gains 500 attack points and its level increases by 1. Then you can set one Road Magic Explosion from your hand in your spell and trap zone. If you do, add one fire attribute monster with 800 or less defense from your graveyard to your hand. And what does Road Magic Explosion do? If you have a face-up level 7 or higher spellcaster on the field, send one fire attribute monster from your hand to the graveyard. Burn your opponent equal to the number of cards on their field times 400.
Yeah, that is my type of skill.
Mm-hmm.
Road Magic Explosion that's my favorite spell. It's just about fire, I love fire.
Yep. So this is a
That's pretty
skill
dope.
all about. So let's talk about this, right? Okay. So um so we have Excel Wonder Splat. When you use her effect,
Hmm.
a spellcaster gains 2 levels. So she counts as level 8.
Correct.
Then you have Seven's Road Magician, obviously, which is level 7. You have Dark Magician, which is level 7.
Hmm.
And then you also have Ansler the Magical Swordsman,
Yes.
which is level 6, but the skill raises your fire monster's level by 1. So he becomes a level 7 spellcaster to qualify for Road Magic Explosion.
Mm. Okay, okay, okay. I like this. I like this.
Then
This.
you get to add a fire monster with a fire spellcaster with 800 or less defense from your graveyard to your hand, and
Hmm.
and let's take a look at the fire spellcasters. Um, so we have Fire Golem and Magical Beast Wolffang, and Ansler the Magical Swordsman. So you just run 3 copies
Hmm.
of each of these, then you just get them back, and you can discard them. You just instantly discard them to play Road Magic Explosion. So it basically covers the cost for the card to burn your opponent.
Correct.
Then
Nice,
there was
nice.
also mention of rocks. You are allowed to play rocks in this deck, and there is only one rock
Hmm.
that you want to play, which is Full Meteor Impact. This is a
Hmm.
level 7 fire monster with 2,500 attack and 0 defense. If you have a face-up level 7 or higher spellcaster monster on your field during the turn you normal summon this card, you can send this card to the graveyard to destroy all face-up level 6 or higher monsters on your opponent's field.
Okay.
So
Yes.
you're playing 3 copies of Ansel the Magical Swordsman. You're playing 3 copies of
Hmm.
Seven's Road Magician. You're playing 3 copies of Excel Wonder Splat, and you're playing 1 copy of Dark Magician. That is 10 level 7 spellcasters that you can use to make Full Meteor Impact work.
Right, right. Okay.
And
Okay. That's
even
pretty
if
dope.
you don't have any level 6 monsters to destroy on your opponent's side of the field, you can still just activate the skill, and choose Full Meteor Impact because it's a fire monster. It goes up to 3,000 attack points.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, I need to see. I need to get some more skills on live, bro. This is.
Well,
I just love the
rem-
creativity that you can have with these decks. So
remember,
fun.
there's another unique aspect to Rush Duel characters that we have not seen before, which is they get a skill ticket as part of leveling up.
That's right. Hmm. Let me check and see how many I had. That is a good point. That is a good point there. Hmm. Do they each character only gets one skill ticket, right?
For right now, yeah.
Right now, okay. So I definitely have two for sure because I would have got them from Luke and Yuga.
Yeah.
Okay, this is nice. Yeah, Konami's being very generous. I like it.
Yep. Let's see. Hold on.
Exchange tickets. No. Oh, I have a Rank Duels rare ticket from Rush Duel. Jet Barracuda. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Mm, okay. Let's see. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. It only gives me an option for speed duels.
If you there's like an R that
Oh,
you have to
oh, I
click.
see it. Okay, got it. Seven. Okay, I have two right now. Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, and then you level up Roman, you level up Gavin, and you level up Mimi, and you'll have 3 more.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and use one for explosion drive because I'm definitely using that skill.
There you go.
That's gonna be dope. Okay.
So I have a Reddit post about it, which is kind of like a guide to it. So you can always
Hmm.
look that up if you want to review what I just told you. And the best part about it is that it's so cheap because Excel Wonder Splat is a level up reward that you can also get by beating Yuget in duels. So you get 3 of her for free. Answer the
Right.
Magical Swordsman is the exact same. Level up reward, you beat him in duels, you get 3 for free. Rogue Magic Explosion is the same. You get level up rewards and beating him in duels. 3 for free. Dark Magician is
Oh,
free. So the
right.
literally the only card that you need for the deck that you do not get for free is Seven's Rogue Magician, which is
Seven's.
the ace monster of the deck of the main character. You know we're going to get like 10 skills for him over the next 3 years anyway. It's worth getting 3 copies.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so this is probably the skill I was the most excited about when they started like spoiling everything. I haven't built the deck
Hmm.
yet, mostly because I've been having too much fun playing dragons and uh, and Monster Mash, but I am definitely going to at some point build the Explosion Drive deck and have a ton of fun just burning people to death because they didn't nerf burn damage. They nerfed life
No,
points,
they did
so we
not.
have 6,000 life points. Okay, so remember, Road Magic Explosion, if they have 3 set spell traps, 3 set monsters, and they have a field spell, that is 2,800 points of damage. You literally shoot them for almost half their life points with a single card.
That's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is ridiculous.
And there is a
But I
road
love it.
magic.
I love it.
There's a road magic spell for each attribute except dark.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's something that's going to be released in the future.
That's right. And this skill will continue to make those cards good. So you'll still be able to raise
Ah.
like Ansel the Magical Swordsman to level 7, so you can play the other cards. Let's talk about them. You can see my screen again, right?
Um. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Yep. I can see it.
Let's talk about the other road magic cards then. So we have road magic explosion. Then there is a dark one. I didn't know there was a dark one. Yuga does not have a line for this card. So maybe this card is not coming, or maybe it's super recent, but he has a line for all the other road magic spells except this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, road magic Dark Knight. If you have a face-up level 7 or higher spellcaster monster in your field, send one dark attribute monster from your hand to the graveyard. Destroy one face-up monster on your opponent's field. So
Ooh.
it's literally tribute to the doomed, which is a legend card. But this is not a legend card.
Oh.
Then we have Flowback, which is
Hang,
the water one. Go ahead.
hang on 1 second. Let me switch devices really quick.
Sure.
One.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, there we go.
All right. So we have Road Magic Flowback, which is the water one, and it lets you bounce a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Tectonic Shift, which is one face-up monster on your opponent's field loses attack equal to the attack of the monster in your graveyard with the highest attack. So if that doesn't remind you of a card, I'll be very disappointed. An earth focused card that reduces attack points.
I'm having a brain fart. Help me out.
Elemental Hero Gaia, bro.
Oh, well, Gaia boosts attack. Okay.
No, it
Yeah.
Roku's. It nukes their attack and boosts your attack.
True. Sorry, I'm so focused on the attack game. But yes, you're correct. Okay, so there's my little bit of hero love. That's cool.
Then we have Tempest, which
Cool.
is the win one. This is probably the best one. It changes the battle position of up to 3 monsters on your opponent's field.
Okay.
So you can
That's pretty
force
cool.
all 3 of your opponent's monsters into defense mode, and then you just play Pierce and kill them.
Right. Pierce is ridiculous.
Yep.
If you're a face so higher spell.
And then the last one is Road Magic Uplifter, which is the light one. One face-up monster on your field gains attack equal to the attack of the face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field with the lowest attack until the end of its turn. So you just absorb their weakest monster's attack points.
Got it. Okay.
That's probably the worst one.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if they only have
attack.
if they only have one monster, then it's basically Roroku. But how often are they only going to have one monster? Not very often.
Exactly. Not in Rush Duels.
Yeah. All right. So that is the Road Magic cards. Now let's talk about some other cards that you'll probably be excited for. So we're not getting any heroes, But there is another warrior archetype, which I think that you
Okay.
will be very interested in.
Okay.
And that warrior archetype is player number 39 home run hitter.
Oh, Utopia.
This card, any references or resemblances to any other cards are entirely accidental. I think Konami is going to sue Konami. So yes, player number 39 home run hitter, which is a level 8 fire warrior monster. And its requirement is if there is a face-up Feverish Spirit Stadium on the field, send 2 face-up level 4 fire attribute monsters from your field to the graveyard. This card gains 2,500 attack until the end of this turn. This turn you
Wow.
can only attack with this card. So it is Obelisk the Tormentor, basically. You contribute 2 of your monsters to double its attack points.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got my favorite attribute. It's fire and it's a warrior. That
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
Now, if you look closely, right, it's got two little baseballs hovering around it. This
Mhm.
is them trying to draw overlay units on a non-Xyz monster.
That's funny.
Yep.
That's funny. I like what they did there.
Then there's also, so you have number 39. There is also a captain number 39.
Okay, I think I might have seen that card before.
And you know why it's called captain, right? Because that's C. So C39.
Right, right. That's funny.
Captain number 39, home
Okay,
plate
Konami.
pinch hitter, which is level 8 warrior monster. It shuffles 3 level 4 fire attribute monsters from your graveyard into your deck. Okay, so remember, 3 level 4s. So what is that?
Right.
That is the 3 overlay units that Chaos number 39 would have if you made him with Utopia.
Right, right.
And
That's
what
funny.
does it do? It gains 1,500 attack points. So every time that you use Chaos number 39's overlay unit, it would gain 500 attack points. So it literally does the same thing. It gains 1,500 attack points. Then if your life points are 1,000 or lower, which is another requirement, you can make one face-up monster on your opponent's field lose 3,000 attack until the end of the turn, which is the third effect. Every time you used it, they lose
Right.
1,000 attack. This is literally Chaos number 39.
That's funny. So for these cards, right? Have they been used in the anime?
Yes. There is a character that uses
Oh,
these cards. We are most likely to get her.
okay. Dope, dope.
So there will be
Now
a,
the
there will be a
anime,
skill.
is that in the anime you said is on Hulu? Is it subbed or dubbed?
It is, I believe, both on Hulu. It might just be sub, but you can also go to Disney
Okay.
XD. Um, so for anyone who does not have, um, Hulu, you can just go to DisneyNow.com and literally just look up sevens, and like the entire second season is available. You just click it. I don't know
Oh,
if it's
nice. Okay.
available for people outside of America, but
Mm-hmm.
assuming it is, like literally, like I can just go to any one of these. I just click it. I did. You just saw. I'm not signed into anything. There's no option to sign in. I just click it.
Right. They just let you watch it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Okay.
Disney is being very nice with their but I can't find the first season. Maybe it's on the site and the site is just poorly formatted, but I cannot switch
Mm-hmm.
seasons, so I can only watch the second season on Disney XD. But that's fine, man. I'm already past the first season anyway. And then
Got
let's talk about some of these other cards because I just really like this archetype, and these are basically your heroes. So this is the deck that you can get excited for. So we have player number 39. We have captain number 39. We need one more card to really tie this all together. And what do you think that card's going to be?
Come on, let's see. What is that one card gonna be?
Player number
Ooh,
99, Grand Slam Dragon.
Grand Slam, baby. Okay, okay.
So that's a reference to number 99, which is Utopic Dragon something. Like,
Dragonar.
yeah, Utopic Dragonar.
Okay.
So it
Nice.
shuffles 3 fire attribute monsters from your graveyard into the deck. Then you get to special summon one player number 39 home run hitter from your graveyard to your field, and Grand Slam Dragon gains 2,000 attack until the end of this turn. So it
Hmm.
revives Utopia and doubles its attack points.
That is gonna be fun. Oh man, I wish I had that now.
hmm And okay, now I know what you're thinking, you Zexel fans out there. This is heresy. How am I supposed to make Grand Slam? How am I supposed to make number 99 without a rank up magic spell? Well, I'm sorry, there are no ranks, so we can't have a rank up magic spell. So you're gonna have to settle for a tag up magic spell. Tag up magic sacrifice
Tag up.
force.
Tag up. Okay.
And you see it's got the marks right here. In the
Hmm.
Japanese, it says TUM just like the other cards say RUM.
Right. Okay. Man, that's a nice little touch. I like
Yeah,
that. To
and
give like fans of the series a little.
it's got an icon very similar to the it's shaped like the Barion's Force symbol, and but it's a
Yes.
stadium.
Right.
Send one face-up fire attribute monster from your field to the graveyard. Special summon one level 8 fire attribute monster from your hand to the field. So literally, it just ranks up into Grand Slam Dragon. Then,
Okay.
if you sent a level 8 monster from your graveyard to meet the requirement, you could destroy one spell or trap on your opponent's field. So technically, so it's got two effects, right? First of all, you can just skip a sacrifice. It does have a genuine effect if you just have one monster. You can basically get a you can basically treat this card as a second monster for a tribute summon. But
Hmm.
if you did it in like full like the spirit of the card, using it on Utopia, then you also get to destroy one of your opponent's spells and traps.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Okay. Some more back row destruction.
Mhm. Now we talked about there was a Utopia card that the Utopia card itself had a requirement, and that requirement was that you had a stadium card out. So what's the stadium?
Hmm.
Well, that is our first field spell that we're going to talk about, Feverish Spirit Stadium. While this card is on the field, face up fire attribute monsters on your field gain 400 attack points during your turn only. And face up fire attribute monsters on your opponent's field gain 400 attack during their turn only. You literally get home field advantage.
That's cool.
And I don't know if you know that. You probably do know this. For those of you in the audience who don't know this and are like, "What is this baseball theme?" The Japanese are really hype about baseball.
Oh, heard. I've heard. It's funny because I was watching what was that show, man? Physical 100.
Mhm.
And there's this guy, he's from the US, I forget his name, but he plays baseball over there. And it's he I'm not sure if it was Japanese or Korean, but man, when they saw him, they were like, "Oh my God, it's a baseball player." You know, they were like really hype about him. So I've seen that Japanese culture loves baseball.
They
They are
do.
ecstatic about it.
And you know what else the Japanese like a lot more than the West? They like Zexal a lot more than the West. So it's funny that the Zexal archetype is also combined with baseball.
Hmm. That was a
Um,
nice reference. That was a good one.
yeah. Now, his
Cool.
we do have some of the like level fours. So you got Go 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 umpire, you got Dododo seconds, and you've got
Oh wow.
Gaga outfielder and Zubaba batter.
Third oh batter. Okay.
Yeah, so
Ah,
literally all of
all
his
his
monsters are
monsters.
just baseball. It's just a baseball team. They're all warriors.
Right.
So even though not all of his monsters were warriors in the original, they're all warriors. They're all fire. Um, so it's a very condensed, very good deck, and it feels great.
Hmm.
So these are your heroes. This is the quintessential warrior archetype, which is actually really fun. It's actually a lot of fun, and I mean, oh, by the way, um,
Hmm.
hold on. So, so we talked about how home plate pinch hitter is literally just like chaos number 39. So
Hmm.
player number 39's effect, you can't really like mimic Utopia's effect because it's a quick effect. But what this is I said it was Obelisk the Tormentor. I was incorrect. This is double or nothing.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Double or nothing. Okay.
So
Ah,
again, a
that's a good
very
one.
good Zexel reference.
Definitely. That's pretty dope. I hope we get these cards soon, but I mean, they seem like they're pretty
Sad.
advanced.
Well, okay. So sadly not. Yuka is from like the middle of season 2, so I would expect that we wouldn't
Mm.
get Yuka until probably like maybe 2025.
Ooh, okay, okay. So it's a little ways away.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. Like when it's attached to a character, it's kind of on the release schedule of when did they appear in the anime. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Hmm. That's cool. We'll make it work.
yeah.
That's fine.
Um. Oh. Did you see the new character that we got to duel with against in Mimi's event today? The uh uh Yash the
Yosh?
Overcrusher.
Yes. Okay, so look, tell me, man, what's going on with that? I'm like, isn't Yosh the little kid? What
He
happened?
is. So we were all frustrated when Yosh was revealed to be an NPC because we were like, do we not get this character as a playable character? But now we have him in his like the form that he actually duels in because he duels in like this disguise, right? And the important thing about this character is when you're dueling him, he has a cut-in animation when he summons Beast Gear Emperor Catapult Kong, and there are no NPCs that have cut-in animations. Some NPCs do have lines with their cards; they don't have cut-in animations. So this is an indication that this character is coming as a playable character.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
And since he's coming as a playable character, let's talk about the card he's going to bring that's going to change everything. Apocalypse
Yes.
Beast Gear World.
Oh, snap. That sounds pretty strong.
It is. It is a field spell. While it is on the field, face up Beast Warrior, Fiend, and Machine monsters gain 300 attack, and face up Dragon, Spellcasters, and Fairies lose 300 attack. So this counters both Yuga and Luke.
Right. Uh-huh. That is interesting.
Now,
Okay,
this
okay.
card will make Dragonic Slayer significantly better because it's a card that you really need to destroy, and Dragonic Slayer is really good at destroying spell cards.
Right. Yes. He's the perfect dragon for the job.
Mhm. But Dragius is going to be feeling the hurt because your monsters gain 300 attack points and Dragius only has 2200 attack points. So the 300 attack boost is pretty good. But when it is
Mm-hmm.
paired with a 300 attack weakness to your opponent's monsters, that changes everything. So like Beastgear Emperor Catapult Kong has 2200 attack points normally, and Dragius has 2500 attack points normally. So normally you have a 300 point advantage in favor of the dragon, but when this field spell is active, their attack points switch, and you have a complete reversal of the stats. 2500 for Emperor Kong,
Right.
2200 for Dragius. So this card and this archetype will allow us to get some like level of relief from the dominance of Seven's Road Excel and Dragon Casters.
Yeah, definitely. Dragius he's another level. And what's the monster for Yosh? What's the monster he has a cutting line with?
Beast Gear Emperor Catapult Kong, a level 7 Beast Warrior monster with 2200 attack and 1700 defense. Send two face up Beast Warrior type monsters other than this card from your field to the graveyard to destroy defense position monsters on your opponent's field, either equal to the number of monsters sent to the graveyard. So if you have um so if you activate this effect, your opponent has two defense position monsters. You literally just chuck two other of your monsters at them and destroy them, and then you have infinite normal summons, so you can just summon two more monsters.
Ah, okay, okay. When I did play against him, I did the auto duel, so I probably missed this card, but that seems pretty cool too.
Yep.
Hmm.
And interestingly, so this is like his ace monster, but he only has like a face cut in. He doesn't have like the full body cut in, which is an indication this is not the card he is going to have as his like box ace slash like the monster has an animation, and that's
Mm-hmm.
weird because this card's already fairly decent. It is a little bit weak without the field spell, so maybe they think that maybe they're worried that if they only give us this card, it won't make the deck playable. But
Mm-hmm.
his like his secret ace, like the card that like he could get that besides this is really good. It is Beast Gear King Convoy Lyagan, and it has
Ooh.
2300 attack points. And its requirement is send two face-up level 4 or lower Beast Warrior type monsters from your field or graveyard. Then Beast Gear
Mm-hmm.
King Convoy Lyagan gains attack equal to the total level of the monster sent times 100. Also, you can only attack with this card. You can only attack position monsters, and it can attack all monsters once each.
Woo-hoo.
So if you have two
Okay.
level 4s that you ditch, it goes up to 3,100 attack points. And if your opponent has three attack position monsters, you just crash into all three of them.
Wow. That's pretty cool. And then if the field spell is giving the um increase and decrease, that'll definitely be helpful too.
Yes, so
And I
then
like
you
these artworks on the Beast King,
oh yeah,
Beast Gear King.
yeah. So it's supposed to be Mad Max. That's what they mean when they say
Ah, I
apocalypse.
thought so. Haha. Okay, cool. That's a nice reference too.
Yep.
That's pretty dope.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yep. Yeah. Here, let me show you some of
Hmm.
the other ones. I'll show you the normal monsters. So we got Buggy Dog,
Okay, Rush Duels.
we got Moto Wolf, and we got
Stuff like
Gyro
this
Jackal.
makes me more of a fan of Rush
Right?
Duels.
Yeah, I know. Rush Duels has such great artwork. Oh, oh! I bet you didn't watch the full. You don't even know. Did you know there's a Blue
Hmm.
Eyes structure deck that just came out for Rush Duels?
No, I didn't know about that.
Oh man,
What?
you got to watch my podcast the whole way through, bro. All right,
Oh.
they just released Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and look at this artwork. It's breaking the card art.
Yeah, that's dope. What?
So they released
That
Blue
is a
Eyes
sick
Ultimate
artwork.
Dragon, and they have Blue Eyes support. So we now have Blue Eyes Bright Dragon, which is level 8, 2500 attack, 2500 defense. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while in the hand, and its requirement is you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This turn, this card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon. It gains 500 attack. Then, if you have a face-up Legend normal monster in your field, you can destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster in your opponent's field. So that's you have to have Blue Eyes, right? Because Blue Eyes is the level 8
Right.
is the Legend monster. So you know what that is,
Hmm.
right? That makes this into alternative. Because it has 3,000 attack
Right.
points,
Yeah.
its name becomes Blue Eyes, and it destroys a monster on your opponent's field. So this becomes alternative. Um,
Uh-huh.
and then the other card is Blue Eyes Vision Dragon. If you have a face-up level 8 or higher Dragon type monster on your field, you can special summon this card from your hand to your field in defense position. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This turn, this card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon, and if you fusion summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, this face-up card can be treated as 2 materials.
That's crazy. Oh my God. So if
So
you just had those two monsters, you can
you can make
pretty
ultimate.
much bring out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
see, this is the problem, right? The problem that they had, like trying to make an Ultimate Dragon deck work, is that you can only play one copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon in your deck because it's a Legend card.
Mm-hmm.
So they could.
Right, right.
Rush Duels has been out for 2 years. They literally only gave us Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on September 30th because they couldn't because there was no point. But they made these other two cards to let you play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Um, then they also gave us Kaiba Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just Kaiba Man.
Same effect, yeah. What's the other monster right next to the Blue Eyes that you had?
Uh,
Right, yeah.
Odd Eyes Twin Tail Cat.
Oh,
This is Odd Eyes Pendulum
oh,
Dragon as a cat.
what the hell?
And its requirement requires you to have Red Eyes Black Cat and Blue Eyes White Cat on your field to add one lost cat from your graveyard to your hand. There's also a Blue Eyes White Cat.
Blue Eyes White Cat. Oh wow.
Now we have two other cards for Blue Eyes. We have Burst Stream of Destruction, which is the same
Mm-hmm.
as before. If you have a face-up Blue Eyes White Dragon on your field, destroy all monsters on your opponent's field, and this you cannot attack with Blue Eyes. And then
Gotcha.
we have Treasure of Eyes of Blue. When a monster on your field is destroyed by an opponent's attack or their card effect, you can special summon level 8 or higher light attribute dragon type monster from your graveyard to your field. Then, if you have Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field, you can destroy one card on your opponent's field.
Ooh, okay, okay, okay.
Now, there's
Excuse
also another card which is not directly a Blue Eyes card, but it's much better. This is called
me. Mm-hmm.
Burst Breath of Destruction. If you have a face-up level 7 or higher dragon type normal monster on your field, doesn't have to be Blue Eyes. Destroy all face-up level 6 or lower monsters on your opponent's field, no attack restriction.
Ooh, okay, okay, okay. That's pretty. Oh, geez, that'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess Luke would have him. Would Luke have any relevant level 7 or higher dragon normal monsters?
He does. It is what is it called? I think it has axe in the name. Let's see. No, it does not have axe in the name. What is it called? Volcanic, maybe? No, it's not called volcanic. Is it called volcano? I can't remember the name of the card. Let's see. I
Okay,
might have
okay.
to filter it. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's see. All right, let's see. Filter by dragon and level 7. Volcano Attack Dragon.
Oh,
Level
okay,
7,
okay.
2,300 attack points, 2,000 defense points. Red
Huh,
Eyes
that's
is
pretty
also
cool.
in the
Oh,
game, but it's a legend.
legend. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, he also has the
The
Dragius,
Dragius.
which is literally just Dragius but with no effect.
Hmm. Okay. Huh. And man, as you were scrolling down the filters just now, I saw the different types. I'm like, whoa,
Yes,
fusion types get pretty interesting.
they do. All right. I promised you some level 7 dragons. This is the perfect time for us to talk about Luke's other dragons that are coming. Um,
Let's go. Let's go.
so we'll start off strong with Great Multi-Strike Dragon Dragius Burst L. Luke gets a
Ooh,
maximum Dragius monster.
nice.
All right.
Huh.
So the left side is send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card can make 3 attacks on monsters this turn, but you shuffle
Oh,
it into the deck during the end phase.
wow. Okay, so you definitely got to go for the OTK with that
Hmm.
for sure.
Then the right side, send 3 cards from your hand to the graveyard. You have to discard 3 cards after you've maximum summoned.
Okay, okay, this better be good. This should be good. This should be good.
This turn, this card gains 1,000 attack points and has piercing damage.
Oh God.
So you can attack
Yeah, this is
you can
OTK.
attack 3 times and you get 1,000 attack and piercing damage. And then what's the middle one? It is not level 7, so we're gonna have to where is it? This card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's trap effects. 3,500 attack points.
Huh. Okay. Oh, this is pretty good too. 3,500 attack again, so it'll be at 4,500 attack 3 times and have piercing damage
Hmm.
and can be destroyed by traps.
Yep.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Well, you have to discard 3 cards. You have to discard 3 cards from your hand,
Yeah,
and you needed.
that's a
Remember, you needed to have
one
all
heck
3
of
of
a
these
drawback.
cards in your hand to start. So you cannot do this if you only had 5 cards in your hand at the start of the turn.
Ah, right. Okay, okay. The discarding 3 cards, that was for the attack 3 times effect, or is that for the piercing
That
effect?
was for the piercing effect.
That's the one you actually want too.
Yeah. So the attack 3 times one, I think you had to send the top 3 cards. Send 1 card from the top of your deck to the graveyard.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was his maximum monster, which is not going to come for a while. Let's talk about some cards that could come relatively soon. So we
Mhm.
have um, where's that? Illusion Strike Dragon Miragius. So this is
Ooh.
dark as opposed to the Dragius being light. Um,
Mhm.
Send 1 level 7 or higher dragon type monster from your hand to the graveyard. Up to 2 face up level 7 or lower monsters on your opponent's field lose 1,500 attack until the end of this turn. Then this turn, if Miragius destroys a monster by battle, it can make a second attack on a monster during that battle phase. So they quickly found out that Dragius was too powerful. So the other strike dragons that Luke gets, they have 2 changes to their effects. Number 1, they can only do a double attack on monsters. They can't attack directly. And number 2,
Mhm.
the cost is usually a card from the hand instead of a card from the top of the deck.
Mhm.
So these cards are not as good as Dragius, but when you have like you need more than 3 cards, right? So these cards
Right.
are used as backup for Dragius. Um, then you have where's the other one? Steel Strike Dragon Metagius. Discard a level 7 or higher dragon monster from your hand. This turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or trap effects. Also, it can make a second attack on a monster during the battle phase in which it attacked a monster. So this is interesting. It is I think the first card we've seen that can't be destroyed by battle.
Right. Yes.
So you can crash this into a 2,500 attack point monster and then attack again, and you get to keep your Steel Strike.
That's pretty cool. You just have to discard a level 7 or higher dragon from your hand. Okay.
Yes, and
Okay.
and remember, you've got Miragius, you've got Metagius, and you've got Dragius. So it is
Mhm.
intended that you're going to have like a bunch of level 7 dragons. Um,
Right. Right.
then we have probably my favorite, Insurrection Dragon.
Ooh.
And Insurrection Dragon's effect is called Revolution Charge. So when Luke activates it, he's like, Revolution Charge.
That's cool.
To activate it, you have to place 4 normal monsters from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. So you have to have 4 normal monsters in your graveyard to use it. And this monster
Okay.
has 0 attack and 0 defense. But its effect is this card gains attack equal to the number of monsters on the field times 700 until the end of the turn. And the first time this card would be destroyed by an opponent's trap, it is not destroyed.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
So if you
So
have
you
if
have
you have
three
3 monsters and
monsters.
your opponent has 3 monsters, that is 4,200 attack points.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Hmm. I can see that coming to the game and not being like too broken, too crazy. I
It
think
is
that'd
not.
be good.
It is pretty funny. I like it. Now here's a card that's broken: Shock Dragon. So it's
Shock Dragon.
level
Sounds
7.
broken.
It only has 1,600 attack points, but it has 2,500 defense points. Send the
Hmm.
top card of your deck to the graveyard. Until the end of this turn, all face-up monsters with the highest attack on your opponent's field lose attack equal to the attack of the highest monster on your field, and then Shock Dragon can only attack position monsters for the rest of the turn. So,
Hmm.
if Shock Dragon is the only monster on your field, then your opponent's monster with the highest attack loses 1,600 attack.
Right.
But if you have Dragius out, then you make your opponent's monster lose 2,500
20.
attack.
This card can only attack. Okay. 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 That would be pretty good. That makes Dragius's ability to beat down the opponent way better too.
Yes, now here's the
God.
thing though. Here's like that second effect does not seem like that much of a drawback. Remember, Dragius and its counterparts usually only get a second attack if they destroy a monster. So Shock Dragon only being able to attack monsters means that if your opponent only has, say, one monster on their field and you destroy a monster with Dragius to get an extra attack, Shock Dragon is not able to attack because it can't attack directly.
Got it. Got it. It can only attack position monsters, so not defense and not directly.
Exactly.
Interesting.
If you have to if your opponent has only a couple monsters and you use Dragius to get extra attacks, you lose the attack with Shock Dragon. Whereas if you attack with Shock Dragon to get its attack off, well now you didn't destroy a monster, so Dragius doesn't get multiple attacks. So
Right.
it is a win more card that has like some built-in restrictions to make sure that you can't win too much.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Definitely could see something like that. If it didn't have that restriction, definitely limited, banned, or whatever the case may be. That would be pretty great.
Let's see. Those are really like the main ones that we'll see. We do have um, Nightbringer Dragon, which the all of Luke's summoning chants are amazing. I will tell you this. Like you should just like go watch the
Hmm.
video that has Luke's summoning chants. Nightbringer Dragon's summoning chant is "This is the nightmare that nightmares are made of."
Oh man, that's a good one.
So it's
I like that.
it's level 7, and its requirement is you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Your opponent draws 2 cards, then you burn your opponent equal to the number of cards in their hand times 100.
Hmm. Okay. Little burn damage here. Not
Yeah,
too shabby.
a little burn damage, and you pot of greed your opponent.
Right, right. You're gonna help them mill out faster.
Well, no, because let's say like you gave them 2 cards and they had 0 cards in their hand. They're only going to draw 3 cards. So it doesn't actually
Draw
change
three.
how fast they draw.
True, true.
So this card is basically like only good if your opponent is like keeping a bunch of cards in their hand to where they have like 5 cards, because then it will actually make them draw their deck out faster, and it also punches them with more burn damage. But
Mm.
yeah, so this is a card that they could easily give us. It's like a rare because it's not gonna be good, and they'll probably give it to us pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um all right. So I mean I could go on forever. How much time you got?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I
You're
have that
good? Okay, fantastic.
the tournament like in the other channel, but I could play early tomorrow. It just depends. But I'm good. I'm enjoying learning about Rush Duels right now.
Cool. Then let's talk about some fusion monsters. All
Well,
right.
ooh, fusions. Let's go.
All right. So who do you want to hear about? Who you want to hear about? Luke's fusions, or Yuga's fusions, or Roman's fusions, or Gavin's?
Oh dang, they all have fusions.
They do. They all have
Cool.
fusions.
Let's go with my boy Yuka first. Let's do
All
Yuka.
right. So you know about the Dark Magicians, right? Which is the fusion of
Yes,
Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician.
correct.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
let's take a look at Master of the Sevens Road. So this is
Ooh.
because it is a fusion of two spellcasters. Its type does not change, so it is still a spellcaster. But it's level 9.
Mm-hmm.
Dark spellcaster requires Sevens Road Magician and Sevens Road Witch. Now remember, um, fusion only works on monsters that are on the field. So you have to actually summon these cards. You
Ah.
can't just fuse them from the hand unless you play Polymerization, and Polymerization is a legend card.
Oof. Okay, so you only get one copy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you're
Do they
gonna
have any
most
alternative ways to fusion summon?
they do. We don't know that we'll get them.
Okay,
So there is a
got
unique card specific to Sevens Road called Sevens Wonder Fusion. But importantly, Yuga does not have a line with it.
it.
So that
Okay,
may be an indication that they don't plan to give it to us. It's also like
gotcha.
it's like the best deck in the meta right now. It's been nerfed several times. They're probably worried that if they give us Wonder Fusion, that it'll break the game.
Right, right.
Okay, now we're gonna take a look at this. This is going to show you what these fusion monsters are. Basically, fusion monsters in Rush Duels are intended to have an effect that is like an evolution of the fusion materials effect, which is really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, Seven's Road Magician's effect is it gains 300 attack times the number of attributes in your graveyard. Master of the Seven Road effect is a continuous effect, so it's always active even during your opponent's turn. This
Ooh.
card gains attack equal to the number of dark attribute spellcaster monsters with different names in your graveyard times 300. So Seven's Road's kind of like an archetype, and all of the Seven's Road monsters are dark. So this is basically like an ace monster for a deck that is only Seven's Road cards. If you have 7 or more dark attribute spellcasters monsters in your graveyard, this card has piercing all the time. So this is, I believe, the
That is
only
pretty cool.
card in the game that has piercing as a continuous effect as opposed to like just gaining it.
Got it, got it. So if you have 7 of them in your graveyard, it's going to be at 5100 attack
If they have
and
different
have
names.
piercing
So
if they have different names.
it
Got
doesn't
it.
have to, like, it says if you have, so you don't need 7 different names to get piercing. You just
Ah,
need 7 dark attribute monsters. But if you have 7 different
gotcha, gotcha.
names, you get piercing and it's 5100. Yes, that's correct.
That's crazy. 5100 and piercing? Oh my god.
Now it's important to note, this is if you play a deck that is designed to take advantage of Master of Seven's Road, it makes your Seven's Road Magician worse. Because Seven's Road Magician cares about the different attributes, and if they're all
Attribute.
dark, then Seven's Road
Ah,
Magician can only go up to 2400.
correct. Got it, got it, got it. So it's not okay. I see how they did it to like counteract and make it more balanced in a sense.
Mhm.
I get it. That makes sense. Okay, okay.
Um,
Hmm.
then we have, let's see, what else can we talk
Wait, is
about?
that a mini? I'm sorry. Right next to Seven Rose Magician.
Strong Boy
Strong
Seven's
boy.
Road.
Oh man.
If you have a monster in your graveyard, send the top
Wow.
card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the number of different attributes in your graveyard at times 200 until the end of the turn. Then, if your opponent's life points are 700 or less, burn them for 700 million damage.
What the hell?
Well, they only have 700 life points left.
Yeah, but still, that's crazy. Just to see that number on a Yu-Gi-Oh card, it's like,
Oh,
wow.
that's not even it. Here, hold on, let me show you. What bubble burst? Let's see.
Strong boy Seven's Road. That's pretty cool. I have to get a copy of that.
So we have all for naught bubble burst. When an opponent's monster declares an attack targeting your level face up or higher aqua type monster, so Dian Kito the Boogie Master, the attacking monster
Hmm.
loses 600 attack until the end of this turn. Then, if your opponent has a face up spellcaster monster on the field, one face up monster on opponent's field loses 1 million attack until the end of the turn.
What the hell? And see, that's so funny that they put these numbers on here because um so when Zexal first came out, I've never watched it. I recently watched probably up to episode 35,
Mhm.
but I just remember specifically seeing clips of monsters being summoned and having like crazy sky high attack points. Like I
That's
don't know,
right.
it was just
Mhm.
ridiculous. And now losing a million attack. Okay, and oh, I wanted to say this too. So when Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens first got announced, this was probably what, 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
Um, I saw Yuga and Luke, and they reminded me of this old video game called Ape Escape. I don't know if you've ever played it.
I
It
have not played it.
it oh man, it was such a fun game. It came out on the PlayStation 1. This was like early 2000s or late 90s that it came out.
Mhm.
Man, the game was so fun. But looking at Yuga and Luke, they look like the two main characters, Spike and Jake. And then when you pulled up Strong Boy just now, he looks like the evil mastermind of the game. I forget his name, but he looks just like him. That's so crazy. So I feel like
Okay, there's gonna
these
be
seven
there's gonna be
characters.
one other old guy in the audience who watches this is gonna be like, oh, I got that reference.
Ape's kid. Right.
Okay,
Man, they just I can see it's inspired by it. So that's cool.
let's
That's
skip
cool.
to the let's get
I
to
like
the good fusion monster then, the one we're all here for, which is Seven's Geas, the Magical Dragon Knight, a fusion of Seven's Road
Ooh,
Magician and
nice.
Multi-Strike Dragon Dragius.
Okay, the two ace monsters. Nice,
Yep.
nice.
So it's level 10, not level 9, and it is a magical knight. Its requirement is your opponent has to have a face-up level 7 or higher monster on the field. And then
Got it. Okay.
it's a multi-choice effect, so you choose one or the other. This turn, this card gains attack equal to the number of different types in your graveyard times 700, and it can make attacks on up to 2 monsters. So it is literally Seven's
Ooh,
Road and Dragius' effects combined.
right.
Or
Nice.
destroy all face-up cards on the field.
Hmm. That's pretty cool. That gives you a way. It gives you two ways to out those max summon monsters that would have like crazy high attack points. That's
That
pretty
is
dope.
correct. Yep, yep. So this card
I like.
is the reason why Seven's Wonder Fusion is broken.
Okay.
Because
And do they have Seven's Wonder Fusion on the database?
sure, let's take a look at it. Seven's Wonder Fusion. Fusion summoned by shuffling monsters from your field and or graveyard into the owner's deck as material, including Seven's Road Magician. So it's
Ooh,
basically
shuffle from the
Miracle
great.
Fusion for Seven's Road.
Yes, yes, we love a good Miracle Fusion. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, that would be pretty nuts in the game. And I'm just thinking about the state of the game now. That'd be nice.
So the real problem is that it's Black Rose Dragon. Like Black Rose Dragon is such a good
Yeah, right.
card. So yes, that is why that card is broken. Okay. All right. So we talked about Yuga. Let's talk about Roman's fusion monster. Um,
Okay, okay.
so when you combine two psychic monsters, you get an Omega Psychic type.
Nice.
And this is Omega Gatarna, the Shining Megastar, which has
Mm-hmm.
2,900 attack and 2,000 defense. She's level 9. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. She gains this card, so only her, not your entire field, gains attack equal to the number of monsters on your opponent's field times 1,000 until the end of this turn, and this turn it can't be destroyed by your opponent's trap effects. So
That
that is a super version of Prima Gatarna's effect. Or
yes.
you can destroy one spell or trap on your opponent's field.
Okay, okay.
Now, the other the other card is Amma Lilith, and this is kind of like a theme. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, their main fusion monsters are all a fusion between their ace monster and like a normal monster that's like level 1. So basically,
Got
like this is like attacks for fusion summoning, but because you can infinitely normal summon, it's not that big of a deal.
it. Mm-hmm.
Um, then we have Luke's monster is
Now, is that card Amalilith in the game yet?
no, it's not in the game yet. I mean, it obviously it's in the Rush Duel game, but it's not in our game yet. No, we have not seen it. Luke's
Gotcha, gotcha.
primary fusion monster is Hyper Strike Dragon Dragiostar F, which is a high dragon. When you fuse two dragons together, you get a high dragon. Um, Multi-Strike Dragon Dragius and the Dragon. The Dragon is a level 1 light dragon monster with 0 attack and 0 defense. The requirement is if all monsters in your graveyard are high dragons or dragons, mill 1. So you can
Mm-hmm.
only play this in a pure dragon deck.
Got it, got it, got it. Okay.
And it gets either one of two effects. This turn, this card gains 900 attack and can make up to 2 attacks on monsters, or this turn, this card can attack twice and it gains piercing. So if you want to attack your opponent directly, you have to use the second effect. And if you want to attack your opponents, if you want to get like more attack points, you have to use the first effect. You could only attack 2 monsters. So it's kind of like it's 2 different sides of Dragius's effect.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
the other fusion material is literally the dragon.
literally the dragon.
That's
And then for Gavin, so Gavin's whole thing is that he has 3 ruler cards. He has Kime ruler, he has Yami ruler, and he has another card that we haven't seen yet called Seme ruler. And so
okay.
he has 3 different fusion monsters that are all like fusions of those monsters. Let's see. So we have Kimiterasu, the Divine Luna. We have Semiterasu, the Divine Ruler, and we have Yamiterasu, the Divine Ruler. So since you are most familiar with Yami, Ruler of the Dark Layer, let's talk about Yamiterasu, the Divine Ruler. It is a celestial warrior.
Hmm.
3,000 attack, 3,000 defense. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Multi-choice effect. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, while this card is face up on the field, it gains 500 attack points. Also, neither player can special summon level 9 or lower monsters in attack position. So, the Yami Ruler is your opponent can't, neither player can tribute summon level 7 or higher monsters. And then Yami
Yeah.
Terasu is neither player can special summon monsters.
Got it. Okay, so special summon, but in Rush Duels, I guess that's not that big of a deal
Well, it means you can't
because they
fusion
know.
summon.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense. So he can't fusion level 9 or lower.
Now you can still maximum summon. Well, actually, I don't know if you can maximum summon because I don't know if this would prevent you from summoning the 2 pieces to the side. But I have to assume it doesn't because
Mm,
I assume that when you summon a maximum monster, it's like all 3 pieces are just treated as one level 10 monster. Um,
right.
okay. The other option is you
That's-
can change the battle position of one monster on the field.
Gotcha. Okay. Yamiterasu.
And the
And
idea,
Celestial Warrior, I'm guessing that's Fairy and Warriors.
I think so. Let's see. Where is Needle Kiss? Let's see. Needle Kiri. Okay. Yes, Fairy and Warriors.
Ah, cool.
Then we have Kimiterasu, which is remember Kimi Ruler could attack directly if your opponent's monster was in defense mode. So send the
Mm-hmm.
top card of your deck to the graveyard. Up to 2 face-up monsters on your field can attack directly this turn. Just
Whew,
they just get to attack directly. And then the other option is
man.
this card gains 1,000 attack until the end of your opponent's next turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Man, what 2 of your monsters attack directly? That's pretty dope.
Yep. And then the last one is Semiterasu, the Divine Ruler. So okay, how Semi Ruler, the Dark Summoner works is you discard a card to special summon a monster with 0 attack points from your hand, and then that monster gains attack equal to its defense until the end of the turn.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So special summon one level 8 or lower warrior or fairy monster from your graveyard to your field, or you could shuffle monsters from your opponent's graveyard into the deck up to the number of monsters with 0 attack in your graveyard.
Hmm. Gotcha. Okay, so that's interesting. You said Semi-Ruler lets you special summon. So, Needle Curry, the Celestial Seamstress, what is its attack points?
0.
Ooh, 0. Okay.
But you can just normal
Oh,
summon her. You don't need to. You don't need a special summoner.
true. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh.
But she is an
Defense.
extra 0 attack monster in your graveyard for the second effect of Semiterasu to shuffle more cards in your opponent's graveyard into the deck.
Right. I
But the
like
reason
fusion monsters and Rush Duels.
the the
I'm
the
listening.
the point of semi ruler, like you're probably sitting there like, why would you want to use semi ruler? It's for this card called what is it called? Kime Luna, the Dark Shifter, which is a level 8 warrior monster with 0 attack and 2,500 defense.
Hmm.
And she gets to force 2 of your opponent's monsters into defense position.
Ah, okay. I can see that. That works. Does she have an alternate art? Is that what that is below?
Kind of. It's like art that just has the Duel Links art behind it.
Oh, okay.
So
Hmm.
they started like releasing ace monsters that had the Duel Links gate behind them when this card got when these Duel Links came out. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Cool, cool. Fusions are gonna be pretty fun. Oh my god. I can't wait.
Yep. Let's see. Then we have Roa is probably the next character, and
Hmm.
Roa is like the leader of Roman's band. Um,
I tribute two monsters to Tribute Summon! Here to take the stage by storm, all the way from the darkest depths of the shadows. Forged by the fires of anarchy, fueled by the screams of rage. The artist, the myth, the legend, Royal Rebels Heavy Metal!
I
Now that
I
is a dope monster.
I love that animation so much.
That is pretty cool.
So Royal Rebels are light fiend monsters,
Hmm.
and they are rock stars. So very similar to how all of Prima Guitar and Psychic monsters are guitarists. All
Hmm.
of Roa's Royal Rebels monsters are vocalists because he's the singer. Um,
Right, right. Okay.
and um, Royal Rebels Heavy Metal is a level 8 with 2,500 attack and 0 defense. Its effect can only be activated during the turn you normal summon this card, and only if you tributed a level 5 or higher monster to do so. And it allows you to choose one face-up level 8 or lower monster on your with the lowest level on your opponent's field. Royal Rebels Heavy Metal steals its attack points, and then you destroy that monster.
That's pretty cool.
So let's say like your opponent has Seven's Road Witch and Seven's Road Magician out. Royal
Hmm.
Rebels Heavy Metal gets to destroy Witch and gain 1,600 attack points until the end of the turn.
That's pretty cool. Okay. Now, what do you think is the timeline on this character coming into the game?
So I think there's a couple things, right? We
Hmm.
can assume that there is going to be a November Rush Toolbox because we're assuming that there's going to
Hmm.
be like it's going to rush speed, rush speed. So there's probably going to be a Rush Toolbox in November. I don't think that we'll get a character in November. If we do, it's probably going to be Yosh. Um, but I don't think we're going to get a character in November because we just got a character in October. I wasn't, and you know, I was expecting there to be a character in October. I wasn't expecting there to be two characters in October. Did you hear about that? There's going to be another unlock this month.
Oh, really? Another one?
Yeah,
Who would
that's
that be?
Emma Bichot from Frains.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Cool. What?
That's Altergeists.
Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. That is gonna be cool.
So the speed
Okay.
duel box this month is going to be Altergeists. But
Oh, Jesus.
so we're gonna
Not
get
ultra.
a yeah, I know, right? We're gonna get a Rush Duel box in November. I don't think we're gonna get a Rush Duel character in November. I think that the next Rush character will come in January, just like all the others have been. It's been the month, the main cast released in September. You get one unlock in October, and then the next unlock comes in January. And the next unlock is usually the character's rival. Um, and that's either going to be Roa or it's going to be Nail.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Roa would make the most sense from a timeline perspective. Um, but Nail is the rival character, the closest thing that Yuga has to a rival. The problem with Nail is if you bring Nail, you immediately introduce back some monsters into the game. Um, and I talked about this with Gold last night. It's kind of difficult because on the one hand, I don't know that we want maximum monsters introduced so quickly, but on the other hand, we need to introduce both maximum and fusion monsters, and the Go Rush world is all about fusion summoning. So we're in a similar situation to. Do you remember how when Arc V came out, everyone was frustrated that we didn't get like rank up cards very quickly? It was because
Mhm.
we didn't have rank ups for Zexal yet. So they had to go and
Right.
introduce rank ups through Zexal before they could bring any Arc 5 rank ups. In the same way, we have to have fusion summoning introduced by sevens before Go Rush comes out. So we have to literally speed run through the tribute era, through the Maxim era, and get to the fusion era in sevens before September, unless they delay releasing Go Rush for a year, which I don't think they'll do.
Sheesh. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a lot.
It is a lot. So that's kind of an awkward situation for us to be in because they are going to release the next world 1 year from now. We literally have to have both maximums and fusion summoning introduced before then, and we only get one box every 2 months. So I do think that January is going to be nail. We get maximum summoning in January. Maximum summoning dominates until like May, and then in May they release fusion summoning. Um, and then we go into September with like fusion summoning already in the game. The card fusion is already in the game. Everyone's already got their 3 copies of fusion. Then we get the Go Rush cast, which is all about fusion summoning.
Nice, nice. Okay. So I think it'll still be a good timeline for us. I feel like with Rush Duels, I mean, shoot, Rush Duels getting added to Duel Links has made me a fan, and I was kind of like at one point, I'll never get into Rush Duels. But man, I think this is gonna be good.
It is a lot of fun, and the best part is, like I mentioned at the very beginning, it's so easy for you to just switch. Like every box is a box that you can get excited about because you don't have to. There's no learning curve.
Hmm.
You literally just read the card. Do you have to worry about the card having a hard once per turn? No. No card has a hard once per turn. You have to worry about specific
Right,
combos? No, because all the cards can be summoned in any order. You have to worry about searches? No, there's no searching.
right. It's so simple. It's fun.
Hmm. And then
I like that.
this idea of okay, let's talk about Rush and your reactions a little bit more. So I've been ranting for a bit. Let's go back to the main topic of what you think. What is your opinion on
Mhm.
archive skills? This idea of skills that every character can use.
Okay, that's interesting. I haven't gotten too much into it yet. Um.
Okay, let's take a look at an example of an archive skill then. So one of the archive skills that's seeing a lot of play right now is tribute boost, um, which you have because you get it as level 12 Luke. Um,
Mhm.
so from turn 4 and onward, once per duel, you can pay 1,000 life points, and then one face-up level 5 or 6 monster on your field gains 500 attack points until the end of this turn. This turn, that monster can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a monster in attack position, but you cannot attack directly for the rest of the turn.
Hmm.
Now, the main benefit of most of the archive skills is that most of them don't have any restrictions.
Right. Exactly. The monster can be treated as two. Hmm. But you cannot attack directly. So. mm, I could see this being used. I mean, well, clearly with the beatdown deck, it's at 47%, so it's definitely being used.
Yeah, that's because
Um,
Beatdown has a level 6 monster as its ace.
gotcha. Okay, so I like that. I think it's a pretty good like change from regular skills only being locked behind one character per se.
Yep.
I mean, if they're not too busted or too broken, because that's kind of my only issue I have with certain skills. Like some skills are just flat out like, dude, no, like, why is this skill in the game? You know what I'm saying? From speed duels.
Yep.
But I like that. I like how you can switch it up. You won't always see the same 5 characters or 2 characters being played in the rank ladder. So I think it's cool. It adds some diversity to the game.
We also have Legend Draw. This is the skill that I cogged with. So can be
Yes, I do
activated
like Legend.
can be activated before your normal draw on turn 4 and onward. If your opponent has the face up level 7 or higher monster, you have no monsters. One of the cards from your draw will be a legend monster. So
Hmm.
Basically, you just draw Summon Skull, and you just always have an out to Dragius or a way to beat over Prima Guitarna or something. Um, this is really cool, and again, it has no requirements, so that's what makes it great. You can just put it in every deck you want to.
And all of the legend skills, the archive skills, don't have a requirement.
Well, not all of them. So like, there's
Okay.
one of the archive skills is the Noodle Ninja skill, and basically this is supposed to be a character skill, but we're just not going to get the character.
Ah, got it, got
So
it. Okay.
so this skill can be used if you have 6 Pyro type normal monsters with 1300 or less attack, and the only level 5 or higher monsters in your deck are either Fire or Pyro normal monsters, and it gives your Pyro
Mhm.
monsters 400 attack points. So this is for Noodle Ninjas, and Noodle Ninjas are Sabu Ramen's deck. But since Sabu Ramen was given to us as an NPC, we're not getting him as an unlockable character. Therefore, they just gave his skill to everybody.
Oh wow.
So if you want to play Noodle Ninjas, you play the Noodle Art Boost skill.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Dang, we'll never get him as a unlockable character.
I mean, he's just sitting there. Like
Yeah.
by giving us this skill, they basically admitted, yeah, you're not getting this character.
So with the Sevens anime, is he like a integral part of the story at all?
No,
Or is he just kind of like a
he's
side? Oh, okay.
he's in like I think he duels like twice. He shows up more frequently than like a villain of the week type character, but he's mostly there as
Mhm.
like comic relief. Like I mean, he's the funny ramen guy. That's what he's there for. He's the funny ramen guy.
Ah, okay, okay. Kind of like the other guy from Brains.
Yeah,
I forget his
who
name.
showed up a few times. Brave Max. Yeah.
Brave Max. Yep, that's him. Okay, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but the difference between Brave Max and Sabu Ramen is Sabu Ramen actually has a deck that people were excited to play. But they solved the problem. They gave us a skill that we could just give to everybody. So and we did get
Yeah.
the Noodle, like we have gotten the Noodle Ninjas. The Noodle Ninja deck is actually pretty good. It's just that we haven't gotten enough
Mhm.
cards for it yet. So we have the monsters, but we don't have the spell cards. So it's a ripoff of ninjas, right? So not only do you get Noodle Ninjas, but you get ninja arts. So we have the Noodle
Right.
Art of Roastery, the Noodle Art of Saucery, the Noodle Art of Savory. One attack position monster on your
Mhm.
opponent's field loses attack equal to the number of pyro monsters on your field times 400. So if you have 3 pyro monsters, you sap 1200 attack points from your opponent's monster.
That's pretty cool.
Then we have the Noodle Art of Spicery, which is one of your face-up pyro monsters gains 300 attack and piercing. Okay. Oh, he has fusion monsters? Now I'm really sad that we don't get him. I know he had fusion monsters.
Oh,
Dang.
see now he has the fusion monsters. Okay.
All right. Okay, so that reminds me. Talking about a card that gives
Mhm.
piercing reminded me. There is another type of card that is coming to the game that we do not have yet. It doesn't come until I think Go Rush, and that is we also have equip spells.
Ooh,
So there are
that is
no
nice.
equip spells right now, but we will be able to get equip spells in the future. And equip spells, interestingly, in Rush Duels are kind of cool because one of the problems that people have with equip spells is that they're basically like they set you up to be 2-for-1, right? Because if your monster
Mhm.
gets destroyed, you automatically lose this card. But when you're drawing 5 cards a turn, getting 2-for-1 isn't that big of a drawback. And you're constantly getting 2-for-1 anyway because like you're running a bunch of level 7s. So whenever your opponent destroys level 7, it's like they destroyed 3 of your cards. So
Mhm.
that's kind of already a thing that you have to deal with. So it's not that bad to have these equip spells, and because of the like huge focus on combat as well, um, equip spells giving you that little bit of advantage is actually pretty good. So let's take a look at some equip spells here. So we have Flame Arms Fret Burge, which can only be equipped to a psychic monster, and it's important to note. Like you might think, oh, this goes in a Roman deck. It cannot be equipped to an Omega Psychic. Only a Psychic. So the equipped monster gains 400 attack points, and while the equipped monster is face up on the field, your opponent cannot declare attacks on monsters who are not equipped with an equipped spell.
Hmm. Okay.
So
But
400
only on
attack
a
and
psychic.
yeah.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um, let's see. Ooh, Beast Swords Tiger Saber. Equipped to a face-up normal monster with 1400 or less attack, the equipped monster gains 900 attack, and it can be tributed as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a monster in attack position.
Hmm.
So you can either beat over like a level 6, or you can get like a free tribute 7. I haven't looked at any of these, so I don't know. I'm seeing these at the same time that you are. Let's see.
Right.
This card sees a lot of play. Harpy's Full
Harpies
Dress.
full dress.
Yes,
So wait, they have harpies in Rush Duel too? Oh
we have
god.
we have harpies. Harpies are tier 1,
Tier 1.
and they have
Jeez.
their own maximum monster. Um, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, they turn Harpy Lady Sisters into a maximum, which makes sense because there's 3 of them, right?
Right, right. Perfect sense.
Yeah. So equip this card to 1 face-up Harpy Lady or Harpy Ladies on your field. The equipped monster gains 800 attack and 400 defense. If you have 1 or 3 face-up monsters on your field, the equipped monster inflicts piercing damage.
Hmm.
It's basically designed to be like used by the maximum monster.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Let's
That would be
see.
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, this is just um. But seeing that Beast Saber card reminded me of one of Yuga's cards that's coming that I think you're really gonna like. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it is called Savage Claw Tiger. It is a
Oh,
it is
Savage Claw.
a level 7 Beast Warrior, and you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. It gains attack equal to the number of face-up level 7 or higher monsters you control times 400. So it's always
Mm.
400 because it's itself. But then if you have 2
Mm-hmm.
level 7s, it goes up to 3,100. And if you get 3 outs, it's 3,500. You might think, how do you get 3 level 7 monsters out? Well, there's a card that you use with this card called Beast Summoner.
Okay, 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 okay.
And Beast
Beast
Summoner
Summoner.
is a dark spellcaster monster. If your opponent has a face-up level 6 or higher monster on your field, you send this card to the graveyard to special summon 1 level 7 or lower beast, beast warrior, or wing beast from your hand. So that includes
Mm-hmm.
Savage Claw, and that includes Lightning Bolt Condor.
Hmm.
So you can make
Okay,
so you can make
okay.
like a beast summoner deck that focuses on beast, wing beasts, and beast warriors with your spellcaster support as the level 4s. So
Now that is pretty cool. I like
that's like a
that.
deck that Yuga used for like a couple duels.
Yeah. Okay. So Volt Condor comes from Yuga.
Yes, Volt Condor is one of Yuga's cards. Lightning Shift is Yuga's skill, and Yuga has a line with Volt Condor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so
Okay,
the reason
okay.
why Volt Condor is used with Yuga is because remember, in the real game, there's no skill. So the monster is not always
Mm-hmm.
light, and Yuga makes the best use out of Volt Condor because he has every attribute in his deck.
Got it. Okay, okay. That makes sense.
So the only reason that we have a skill that forces the monster to be light is because they're trying to force synergy with Darkness Crested Hawk, because they're both winged beasts. But originally, like Lightning Bolt Condor was just like a 7/0 magician card because you used a bunch of monsters with different attributes.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That is pretty cool. I like this. So part of my homework, what I'm gonna do, I'm definitely gonna check out the Sevens anime. I do have Hulu. I'm in Costa Rica, but VPN to the rescue.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, I'm really loving Rush Duels. Like I'm in a tag team tournament with Duel Links, and I'm kind of like, damn, I wish this was Rush Duel right now.
Oh,
It's like that.
yeah. Okay, hold on. All right.
Hmm.
Everyone, this was Sharp, the Hero Guru. His channel on the Guild of Gurus Discord server is Hero City. He is not the most frequent poster, but he is always happy to talk to everybody. So if you leave a message for him, he will definitely get to it at some point. And I am Sarafi. I was thrilled to have you all with me.